so lost, and now they know now. We never slow down. I never thought now. These girls they come around. Don't love these hoes now. She love me for my sound. I'm posted in the clouds. I'm never coming down. Don't love these hoes now. I never thought now. I saw it on your face. You calling me the one. You said I never changed, but now that shit is done. We vibing to the beat. Your girl, she next to me. No place she rather be. It's kinda hard to see, and now they know me. She called me on the phone. She say she lonely. She won't leave me alone. She step up in the booth. Ain't fucking with you. You did that shit in 3. I did that shit in 2. So in love with you. Now you see my vision, so I put away out at midnight drifting. I never thought now, these girls they come around. Don't love these hoes now, she love me for my sound. I'm posted in the clouds, I'm never coming down. Don't love these hoes now, I never thought now. I saw it on your face, you calling me the one. You said I never changed, but now that shit is done. We vibing to the beat. Your girl, she next to me. No place she rather be. It's kinda hard to see, and now they know me. She called me on the phone. She say she lonely. She won't leave me alone. She step up in the booth. Ain't fucking with you. You did that shit in 3. I did that shit in 2. So in love with you. Now you see my vision, so I put away out at midnight drifting. I never thought now, these girls they come around. Don't love these hoes now, she love me for my sound. I'm posted in the clouds, I'm never coming down. Don't love these hoes now, I never thought now. I saw it on your face, you calling me the one. You said I never changed, but now that shit is done. We vibing to the beat. Your girl, she next to me. No place she
Well, I really should make that intro a lot shorter. But yeah, guys, welcome back to yet another stream. First one in about 3 months, I think. And we're back with a bang today. A new show, possibly not every Monday, but every now and then. We've got a lit panel today. Unfortunately, we're coming back from a defeat. First defeat in 18. So it's not going to be a pretty one. But yeah, we're joined by Tony, Anthony, and Josh, the two Tonys. And of course, Josh, you're very familiar with him. I do apologise about the lateness. We prefer not to speak on that one. We had a few technical difficulties here and there, but we're back anyways. And yeah, let's introduce the panel. Tony, I mean, it's been a long time coming, hasn't it? I mean, listen, if you mention anything to do with Friday, then you're muted for the rest of the stream. But how are you, bro?
See, big ups to everyone down here. See, people, yeah, I'm finally on this channel. I mean, people, I've been working with, with our guy down here for some time now, with mutual friend Josh, my brother Josh, on his channel on Champions League nights, and great chemistry. It's only great that I come and make my debut on his channel. So big ups to you, man. And hopefully the aliens would actually allow you to do your stuff on your channel, bro. Big up to Anthony down there. Big up to Josh. As always, let's go, people. Let's go.
Yeah, speaking of Anthony, how are you, bro? How's it going?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm just, throughout the time I was going on Twitter, I'll just see several clips of Aston Villa playing that goal in slow-mo. And I can see how our players were so distraught. They're so bad, right? That right now, the new trolling is that they show us pictures of WWE when Randy Orton wants to do the RKO. So you see Raya trying to do the RKO, you see Hincapie trying to do the RKO. Like, enemies are just waiting for us to lose. And now that we've lost, you can see how everyone is all out for us. But we're still on top. if we're crying, it's gonna be like rain to everyone else. So we just need to be calm and focus on the next set of games. I'm just happy that we're playing Wolves next after the Champions League game, no doubt. And we need to get in like 4 or 5, just bring order back.
Yeah, big up for coming on as always. And Josh, obviously, they know who you are by now, so yeah, no need to introduce yourself. But how are you doing anyway, bro? You good?
I'm good, thanks, mate. Yeah, obviously, this was a bit different because we usually do the podcast, and I'm in the seat hosting it all and just sitting back and relaxing and seeing what everyone else is saying and just sort of listening. But now I'm in the hot seat. Now you'll probably understand the whole hosting side of things very well when we do this today. But no, thanks for having me on, man. And obviously, amazing panel, Tony. Listen, I know we got 2 Tonys, so Tony Claude, my guy, every single time, absolute real one. AT, yeah, is it all right if I call you AT, Anthony, and then I just call Tony because otherwise we're gonna get mixed up.
Yeah. This evening, right? So there'll be Tony and there'll be AT. We can make that work.
All right, nice one. Yeah, no, thanks for having me on, man, and it should be an amazing show, guys.
Awesome.
Yeah, we do have Dom joining us later on, but obviously he's producing a masterclass hopefully at football today, so he's not be on until like 8:30 maybe. So yeah, we'll have to start this show without him considering the lateness. But there's only one way to start.
I thought Dom was injured, or was he just trolling?
Who? Sorry,
Dom. It wasn't like he had like an injury on his back.
Nah, well, he may have done. I don't know, but he's still playing football tonight, apparently. So,
okay, cool.
Yeah, hopefully I've not jinxed him, by the way, by saying that. But yeah, as I said, let's start off with, of course, Aston Villa, which, it's fair to say wasn't a nice result. Last-minute winner is always a kick in the teeth when it's against you. But yeah, we'll start off with Anthony for this one, bro, or AT. What do you make of the game overall, bro? And players that stood out, lineup, etc. Because again, the lineup for me was a question mark.
Okay, so going into the game, our last time we went there, we won 2-0. It was goals from Trossard and Thomas Partey, and obviously we've had some funny results in Emery in the past. I know 2 seasons ago, John McGinn scored the only goal that made us lose 1-0. So there was this level of confidence I had going into the game. Yes, we've had some gwelling fixtures against Bayern Munich, against Chelsea and Tottenham. But obviously, the games in front of you are the games you need to play. As for the lineup, I think it wasn't bad. It was kind of like our strongest squad. Although I wanted Gyökeres to start, but I also knew that Mikel Merino was in good form. And I think that kind of plays folks that are actually in good form. So I could understand that. Going into the game, I was surprised to see how Eze was not up for it. And, the way he was ball watching for the Matikash goal really, really hurt me, because if you look at the replays well, he was very aware that Cash was very close to him, right? All he needed to do was track him better. And, of course, they scored. Then Trossard came on, our clutch player. We really missed him against Chelsea. He scored the goal he usually does. And at that point, I felt that we were going to take the game to them. Odegaard had that great chance that, Martinez made a very good save out of. But towards the ending, if you had given me a draw based on how we played, I would have taken it. But to see how the lads defended that way and, considered that goal that late, it was really the teeth, as you said, man. It was really hurting. So, honestly, a draw would have been a fair result. But seeing us lose the game was very painful. It was very painful.
Yeah, I agree, bro. Well, partly, I would say. We'll move to Josh anyway. Obviously, I called it before the game in your chat whilst you were doing the watch-along that I think playing Merino up front, this wasn't the right game for him. Playing 2 ball-to-feet wingers and then a false 9 just did not work against Villa's high line. And I just called it before the game. I just knew what was coming. But what do you make of it overall, bro? And players that, well, not many obviously stood out, but players that frustrated you, I would say. Let me rephrase that. Yeah,
listen, overall, a very, very frustrating, disappointing result. Obviously, it's not nice to lose a football game like that. Last minute, it's always going to be a killer. To be honest with you, I get what AT was saying with at the circumstances that the way the game was going, we could survive with a point. I get that, but at the same time, I wouldn't have been happy with a point in my opinion. I feel like we had to go there and make a statement at Villa Park and go there and win this game, because let's be real with it. It's more obviously we end up losing this game, and people can call it a bad day and all that, but we can't keep having these bad days. They said the same thing against Sunderland. It's a bad day at the office. Chelsea, bad day at the office. Liverpool, bad day. It's one of those games. I'm not saying we're going to go invincible, win every single game, but you can't keep having this. Is like the third, fourth bad day of the season now. And right now, City obviously have caught out of us 2 points. Villa as well, 3 points behind us, just like that. And a few weeks ago, we were, seven clear of them. So that's how quickly things can change. So I think overall, it's a very, very disappointing, frustrating result. But I look at it and obviously, I get it. It's not going to be easy without your two main centre backs. Saliba and Gabriel are hugely. You can tell the difference and the impact that they have to this team, not just with the defense, but with the players I think that play in front of them and the attack as well. Because they, honestly, they're two of our most, as a pairing as well, Saliba and Gabriel, two of our most important players in this team. And that's like our spine gone with both of them. But at the same time, we spent the money. We have the squad to, in case things like this happen. And I know injuries can be unfortunate, but we have players who we bought in the summer window, like Pielo and Capier. And I get Mosquera's out as well, but obviously Timber was playing centre back. Maybe he's not too keen there, quite clearly. Didn't have his greatest of games, in my opinion. Quite clearly more suits a right back. But we had Ben White playing, he's been a well-established player for Arsenal for many, many seasons. And we had Ricardo Calafiori, who's had a great season, apart from I thought he's really poor against Villa the other day. But yeah, I look at it as well. There's players like Eze, for example. Okay, I get it. He's back on the left wing, and maybe again he's not. I think the time we played on the left was start the season against Liverpool and Forest, and then Arteta moved him back to the attacking midfielder role. Right? Maybe he's not suited to left wing, but to perform like that, and he's got to take responsibility for their first goal, guys. And I don't know if you guys noticed that the warning sign was there. Matty Cash kept making them runs in behind on that second ball, because he had a shot 10 minutes before that, which went wide at the post. And I was thinking, hold on a minute, Calla, you that's your man. All right, you got to watch out for that. And he did it again. Eze's completely ball watching, has no awareness behind him, and they get the goal from that, really. And to be honest with you, I look at Eze, probably one of the worst, and the reason why I got hooked to halftime as well, probably one of the worst games I've seen him in an Arsenal shirt. He just didn't look up for it whatsoever. We got to look at Saka as well. We all love him, star boy, and all this, but let's be real with it. I feel like he's fallen off a cliff. I feel like he's fallen off a cliff recently, guys. I really do. And then you obviously, as you said about Mika Marino, was just so ineffective. He's been scoring goals in this season again in some recent games, but you saw even when someone like Gyökeres came on, Gyökeres didn't do anything, in my opinion, either. So the whole attack for me was just toothless at times, and it's definitely a big concern that we've got to look at. I feel like Villa, for me, deserved that win in the end. If you look overall in the game, I feel like the warning signs were there in the second half. I think the only credit I'll give the manager was the halftime sub of Trossard coming on. He had to obviously react about that, but Trossard, for me, been by far our best attacker this season. Once again, comes off and changes the game, gets us back in the game. And then I'm thinking, guys, we get the equaliser. I'm thinking, right, here we go. Momentum shifted. This will be Newcastle over again. We went and go down against Newcastle, got the equaliser. We changed the game around completely. I was thinking, same again for this one. And it looked like we had a good 15-minute spell, but then we just let Villa back in the game. We let them back in the game, and then they had that Marlon chance, which I don't know how we didn't score that. And then we had, I think Timber almost scored an own goal. So the warning signs were there in the second half. I think you got to look at overall, guys. Villa scored that winner, Emery Buendia, and just it's poor defensively, man. It's really poor defensively. I've seen a lot of people maybe look at in Capier, in terms of his decision making there, where he just could have put his foot through it and just send it out the pitch. But at the same time, it wasn't just him. Many players are all messing around in the box. Someone needs to put their foot through it and clear it. And it falls to Buendia, and it's a great finish. And they go and win the game. But overall, man, I'm feeling. I'll just end on this as well, man. I'm feeling quite embarrassed because it's Emery again. Now Emery, I know didn't work out at Arsenal, and I think he had to go. But why do we leave? This is Arteta's kryptonite as a manager. This is the manager I look in the Premier League. Every time you play against him, Emery gets one over Arteta. For me, Emery has Arteta's number. Even at Villarreal, he done us. You know, stop us from winning the league at the Emirates 2 seasons ago, and then this season as well. Like every time you play against this Emery guy, and it hurts because he's an ex-manager. It's the guy who, you know, we shouldn't be losing to our ex-manager. He's a fantastic manager and he's doing fantastic at Villa, and he's a great tactician in my opinion, and he proved that in the game on the weekend. But that's the thing that hurts is it's Emery again, and it's a result that really does. In terms of the confidence and the momentum now, you know, like it kind of reminds me of a lot of similar seasons where we have these types of games where, and we've been getting results and we've been winning games this season. I'm not denying that. People may say we're still top of the league, and I get that. But as I said, City are now 2 behind us. Villa are now 3 behind us, just like that, people. That's how things quickly can change. But yeah, overall, bro, I'm feeling very, very frustrated, if I'm being real with it, man.
Yeah, absolute facts. Tony, there's a reason why I left you to have the final say, because I'm sure you're going to have a lot to get off your chest. But what are you saying about the game, bro?
Yeah, I mean, Josh did justice to that. Of course, 82 did his own thing there. But see, I mean, here we go again. Yeah, it's December. The injuries crippling in. I mean, but we're just going to leave that for the meantime and just face, you know, what we have to talk about Aston Villa before getting to those injury, you know, shenanigans going on here and there. I mean, we've faced our former manager, who we all know that he really hates Arsenal right now. I mean, in 2023, I mean, he kind of like just truncated our title run. You know, you knew what he did. Every season, this man feels like it is a Champions League final. I mean, you could see him standing, you know, on the touchline, backing out orders. It shows you how, you know, how serious he takes this matchup against Arsenal. He's always running the channels, just shouting and barking out orders down to his Aston Villa players down there. So he knows what he's doing, you know. And again, when you know that this manager doesn't really like your team, Arsenal should be coming prepared. And I'm very, very sorry, Mikel Arteta still doesn't know anything about effective rotational policy, still doesn't understand the kind of players he has, or the kind of players that he has on his hands right now that is suitable for some certain kind of games. You know, of course, we do know that Merino has been scoring in Europe with Spain. I mean, he's the highest goal scorer this term with the Spanish national team, and that's for a reason. Yeah, it's good to use him in this kind of games where you have to play mid-table teams, mediocre teams, relegation-bound teams. But you do know that when you're playing against top sides that it actually manifesting right now that they're going for the title, you just have to bring in your big guns. Mostly the ones that have come back from injury and they're ready to go. People like Gyökeres should be, you know, should be on there having a start, and let's see what he would have done. I think he would have done a more better job on Pau Torres and the rest of them. At least we'll be having a striker who would hold off the centre halves, who would try to run the channels quite a bit. But we never had that in any way. Merino did do that, you know. So, and Merino can't step up in every game. You don't expect him to. He's a DM, you know. And again, people, let's don't forget that Arsenal is this side that actually build from the back. In most of our attacks, we build from the back. I mean, when you don't have your centre backs, your first choice centre backs who would actually take lots of patience, lots of decorum in actually trying to build up play from the back the same way Gabriel Magalhaes and Saliba has been doing all season, where we have patience and decorum just rule that build up play from the back, and then it slowly transitions to our midfield, and then maybe someone like an Odegaard or Rice can just run with the ball and get into our attacking assets down there. But I mean, you could see the flow at the back. Timber, Jittery, Hincapi, all over the place. And this is not an indictment on them. It's just that we've been very, very unlucky with injuries. So when we're saying that Arsenal really have got this depth that we've been shouting all over about, the place that we have the biggest squad depth in the league, that's a big indictment on that idea also. So, I mean, the two centre backs, I mean, it hurts me to say that Timber, who has been one of our best players, I mean, this season, playing as a centre back, I mean, it looked horrible. Let's call a spade, people, and Carpe all over the place. We need Saliba back. This is what we need. We need Saliba back. We need our centre backs back so that our build-up play from the back would at least be solid. We know that at least if we get one of our experienced defenders back, at least there'll be that solidity in the back first. When we get that, then we can actually try to build. We've just seen it, that without that defensive place, we are going to be vulnerable. And that's why players like Cash were running in behind, Calafiori many times, not just a few times. Many times people was running in behind there. And Eze, I don't know, he's a mobile player, but he wasn't such a very effective mobile player, actually going back and defending. Martinelli does that with ease most times, and that's why he's normally nominated to go in these games, because his defensive backup for our left back, it's usually very, very effective. But this time, Eze wasn't that. He was ball watching. I mean, what are you doing, Eze? What are you doing? I mean, you know what, when you acquire big players, mostly from clubs that they just won certain trophies before they got their move, you expect them to actually bring some certain form of bravado, certain form of consistency, and you spend big money acquiring these players. But Eze, what a stinker you produced against Aston Villa. And again, I don't want to get on Eze that much, but we have to call it. We have to speak on it, because I mean, one of the best games he's played is against Tottenham, and we all know Tottenham is shit. We always beat them, and right now Tottenham isn't really looking good right now, and that's the game he turned up in. Every other game that he has played this season, apart from certain games in the Champions League and maybe one or two games in the Premier League, man has looked poor. He has been extremely poor, people. And you expect your big money signings to actually get you the wins, get you the goals, insert themselves in this kind of hard-fought games that that Aston Villa are going to come knocking at your door. They're going to be a hard team to break down. And you need this kind of players that are famed in breaking down low blocks, that are famed in finding pocket spaces and also attacking those spaces too. And completely shuts down. I mean, that's a no-no for me. Merino, totally malhandled by Paul Torres, the tyrant 6'+ Aston Villa defender. I mean, it was totally bullied all over the place, and later on, he just phased off the game. No one saw him, so no real outlets with Bukayo Saka. He looked poor in the game again. I mean, this Saka form is now becoming very, very worrying now. I mean, he bailed out himself with a goal in the other matchup against Brentford. But yet again, when we do need him to actually step up in these big games that could potentially win us the league, he's found wanting again. And it's at this point, it's just pitiable that our biggest players can't bail us out in times like this. Madueke holding on to the ball too much, trying to dribble his way into the 18-yard box, and then no final end product. It stinks. It stinks up the place. And Mikel Arteta, the power dynamics in our team right now, it stinks. Odegaard comes back from injury and immediately displaces Eze, who had quite a good showing against Tottenham Hotspur. Yeah, your captain comes back, who is actually famed for getting injuries upon injuries upon injuries, and then you bring him to start. Eze goes down to the left, but you know that Eze is more effective from the middle, from that number 10. So why is Odegaard coming back to actually displace someone who has been more better in that number 10 position than Martin Odegaard, who just came back, and you just want him to just be the guy? So the manager and his favoritism in this team has to be called out too. And again, people, at a time when we were clamoring for some certain kind of magic, for someone to hold onto the ball and at least cause lots of problems down the wing areas or even through the middle. Max Doman, one of our best players in the preseason, was on the bench. What is the need of acquiring weapons of mass destruction and then you don't use them? What is going on? We have Max Doman was on the bench. He didn't bring him on. We have Emery. He didn't bring him on. I mean, what do these guys have to do? And that's why I said Mikel Arteta and his rotational policies have to be called to question. What does Emery have to do to get a sniff in this team? What does he have to do? What does Max Doman, who was predominantly our best player in preseason, what does this guy have to do to come into the team to help us out? Yeah, Trossard comes into the matchup, scores a goal. You brought him in good in the second half. What is the need of taking him out again? The mistakes of this manager keeps coming back and haunting us again and again. If Trossard isn't fit, then don't use Trossard. How about that? Instead of you using him, causing more injuries, don't use him. Leave him on the bench or leave him out of the team sheet. See, bro, we're having an injury crisis. And right now, Red RD Rory, I'm really thinking that one of the biggest areas that we are not really looking at right now is our medical staff. I think our medical staff's got their degrees from Taman, people. And I'll be doing a whole show on that, people, by tomorrow. Yeah, I think, and historically, from the Wenger times, always injured. Why is it always December? Why is it always December that we're always crying about these injuries? We have center backs that are probably the best in the world right now, and we have up to 3 of them completely out. An indictment has to be reached on things like this. Why do we have that in our football club? Why is it only our football club that this thing strikes? Man City are looking good. Most of the players are fellow internationals. They play in the internationals. They're also playing down here in the Premier League. They have the same kind of games we're playing. What is all this? We're in a big mess, and our doctors, our medical staffs down there, we need to check their degrees. I think it's from Temu, bro. Because if we wait any more longer, and this manager who's not nuanced in rotational policies, keeping people like Waneri on the bench, keeping people like Max Doman on the bench, I mean, bro, it's not working. Something has to start working. I hope the Wolves game comes back to save us. But right now, I mean, our defense is looking suspect, bro. And I keep saying this. If you can't build successfully and with patience from the back, how Arsenal have always been doing all season, we are going to stink up the place. Be prepared for more horrible results, people. If we don't get one experienced centre back before the next game, we're in trouble. I hate to break it down to you guys like this, but this is pain. Arsenal is pain. Every December, think about it. Every December, this is the pain we have to go through. Not good enough. Not good enough.
Yeah, pure facts. But again, I've got one or two questions for you, Tony. Is Mikel Merino a striker or holding midfielder? And also, are we winning the treble this season? Because I need confirmation from Josh. Because didn't Tony say, right, and I was told about this, didn't Tony say on the Arsenal Buy and Watch Along on your channel that we were going to win the treble? And I need just confirmation from your own words. Did he say it? Because I'll stop my Liam. I'll stop my Liam. So, surely that means you're Arteta in, right, Tony?
No.
If you back us to win the treble this season, then that means you believe in the manager, right? So those are the two questions I'll fire back at you, bro. But take your time.
See. Let me come in on this one. I did say that we're gonna win the treble, yeah. But again, yeah. I don't think everything is out of our hands. We're still top in the Champions League. There's a reason for that. We're still top in the league. We are still in the forefront in terms of winning that EFL Cup. I still believe we can do it. But our defenders have to come back. This is the truth. This is the truth. Our defenders have to come back. We're expecting Gabriel Magalhaes in the next few weeks. Saliba should be coming up, quite soon into the team. I think that solidity will be back. Then the patience with which those centre-back build up play from behind would show, and we can have that solidity. Then these players or these opposition players won't just have the guts to just, run wild and free, in front of our back four. So that's what I'm really counting on. I still think we can still do it, personally. Our defense have to just come good, and Gyökeres needs to just come good somehow, and then we could get firing again. When our centre backs come back, I have no doubt that would run the thing again.
Yeah, and what about this comment about Mikel the Beast Merino and shit? I need to ask you that as well.
Put some respect on Merino's name, bro. Put some respect on his name, bro. We've been relying on that guy for goals. This guy is only a DM. He's helping you out, Rory. He's helping you out. He's a DM. Man has never played as a striker in any football club in his career. Not Newcastle, not Real Sociedad, not anywhere. This is the first time he's playing as a full-fledged number 9 or false 9. And he's done a good job, Rory. So, let's don't take a piss at him, for just barely helping Arsenal. And he's tried. He scored about 5 goals, the highest goal scorer for Spain. At least this year alone, man, has been putting in the work. It comes down to Arsenal scoring in the Champions League, scored 2 amazing goals against Slavia Prague in the league, still scoring goals, trying to help us out. He's even creating. Don't just only talk about his goals. Talk about the GA. His assists. He's helping out in terms of assists. He's scoring goals. He's looking good. You can't score in every game. You can't be good in every game. So it is what it is.
Yeah, I understand that, but at the same time, right, he can pull off a Kevin De Bruyne-esque pass every now and then. But when we're talking 5-yarders, the guy struggles. And I'm not taking anything away from Merino and what he's done up front, but you were saying sarcastically that, but he's a holding midfielder. As if you're saying, he's a striker, right? He's not a midfielder. So you're saying put some respect on his name when you're saying he's a holding midfielder. Like, what sort of respect is that, bro?
No, but wait, Rory. So you don't respect what Merino has been doing this season? I want to know where your criticism lies. He has never been a striker. You know this. I know this.
Yeah.
He's just merely helping out Arsenal, bro. Do you know why? Because instead we'll be using Saliba as a striker rather than Merino. I mean, Mikel Arteta said he was considering Saliba as a striker. Well, bro, just pure facts, bro. When we're looking for a
You
striker.
said about Calafiori as well as a striker, maybe.
Okay, good. Yeah, it's coming out. I mean, it's there. So if man is in those spots, scoring goals for us, helping us in assists, I mean, why does he take the blame all the time? I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying.
I'm not blaming him.
I'm just saying.
You know what I will say to that, right? I respect the player and what he's doing up front, but I don't respect the signing because what was he brought in initially to do? Play in midfield, but he's better up front. So for me, like I'm going to say this now, he's been a failure of a signing in terms of what we bought him in for. He was supposed to be the Granit Xhaka replacement, and again, I'm not blaming him. So don't trip me up on that because, again, he is, for me, a very good striker. He's very clinical in the box, and I would almost argue he's been our best striker so far. But there's still elements in his game that frustrate the life out of me, like his passing. He can pull off a Mesut Ozil-esque pass, but at the same time, he can give away stupid balls from 5 yards out when they are just simple. So that's my problem with Merino and the fact he shouldn't be playing every single week. Against that Villa high line, that was not the game for him. It worked against Tottenham because Tottenham basically didn't come to win. They just came to draw. Fair enough. You know, he scored against Chelsea. But aside from the goal, he was really poor. And that goal masked over his entire performance. So, for me, I'm not saying get rid of him. I'm not, disrespecting him. It's just there's certain games where he does frustrate me and where he shouldn't be playing every single week.
Rory, I hear you, but again, it's not only him. I mean, if you're dishing out criticism to other people, to him, you have to dish out to other people too. Eze has brought out stinkers this season. Eze, yeah, and you respect him. He's not being slagged off the way Merino is being slagged off everywhere. Saka has had a horrible season.
Hold on a minute.
Let's be very frank. No one is taking a piss at these people. Odegaard, a stinker of a season. No one is, bro. I mean, we have even far worse players that are even stinking up the place, and no one is actually calling out these people the way they're calling out Merino. But Merino is the one actually scoring the goal to take us to where we are right now. He bailed us against Newcastle. He scored goals in Champions League, bro. I mean, and he takes all the whipping. I mean, I don't know, bro.
If it wasn't for Eze, we would be behind Aston Villa right now. Come on,
and so does those goals Merino has scored this season. So as those goals Merino has scored this season.
When Merino wasn't starting, Eze was scoring goals. He was assisting. He was assisting in big moments. Fair enough, we still need to see more. But for me, like I agree with you. I think Eze should have been the 10 instead of Odegaard. Odegaard's not that important cog anymore. And I want to move on to this, actually. I will get you guys' thoughts on this. Do you not think Odegaard is this like important cog in this team anymore? Because I don't see it anymore. Great squad player, and I want him to be fit all season to provide competition in that position. But for me, he's not a starter, and he should never have started. Out of the two, between Odegaard and Eze, Odegaard should be doing left wing shifts, not Eze. And you may call it torture, but I don't give a shit. Because at the end of the day, he's done nothing in the last 8 months to justify his place ahead of Eze or even Waneri. You see the guy ducking out of challenges, etc. You know, at the end, he's doing the bloody Will Mackenzie in their 18-yard box. Like, tackle the fucking guy, bruv. Did you guys see it?
Yeah.
It's been trending all over Twitter.
That was so disappointing because normally when we attack as a team. When we defend as a team. And that's why the Aston Villa game was quite shocking because one thing you can always take away from any Arsenal performance is the way we defend, right? Yeah. Prior to the Sunderland game, we had gone 8 games without even conceding a bloody goal. And that record seemed to I think over 100 years or something, So when we played against Aston Villa, there were some gaps that we saw that were very visible. Calafiori was lost, no doubt. But if you remember, there was
Yeah.
even a moment when Declan Rice made a very superb block for a shot that Cash took in that same
Yeah,
position.
yeah.
That was supposed to be the cue to everyone to say, hey, we need to defend this position better. And Eze is someone that I would say has to cut some slack from, bearing in mind that he's coming from a team where he didn't do much defensively. You have to get that into him. You know, if you look at someone like Gyökeres, when you're playing in Sporting CP, he was like a monster, a bulldozer. He knows how to defend further up the pitch. But someone like Eze is the kind of guy that just wants the guys to do all the work for him, then he shows his talent and stuff like that. And that was clearly exposed. And you could see what happened. He was yanked off at halftime. And that will make him understand that, hey, in this team, you have to defend with your teammates. You could see how distraught they were when that goal went in. As for your question about Odegaard, I think it has to be more of game state. There's some kind of games you will need Odegaard, some kind of games you will need Eze, right? If you look at when we played West Ham, they had like a serious low block. And what did we do? We took out Zubimendi, played Rice as the 6, and played Eze alongside Odegaard. But unfortunately, Odegaard got an injury, so we didn't really get to watch that combination play well. What I would say is that he's very important to the squad. He's our captain. He leads our press. When Odegaard is not on the pitch, we don't have that press in the final third, you know. And that creativity that he was brought in to do in the team, for some reason, we are not seeing that anymore. But I just feel that, you know, he's someone that come back from a lot of injuries and he needs some time to get into his stride. But he doesn't have to start every game. I think the Villa game was good for him to start because they had Onana, they had Kamara. Those are some crazy combative midfielders, and you need players that are very sharp and agile. And Eze will not give you that in central midfield. It would have been like short one in that position. So the best we could do was that because Trossard was not fit enough, Eze had to go to the left. At least he has some experience playing on the left. But that middle of Rice, Mendy, and Odegaard was key for that game. And Odegaard almost scored a beautiful goal, even for the save that Martinez made. And the narrative would have been different as well.
Yeah.
Josh, what about you, bro?
Yeah, with Odegaard. Wait, AT, can I just say something? Have you got merch, by the way? Your own merch?
What?
The merch you're wearing is from your channel.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, that looks sick, man.
Oh my god,
That is sick. Man's
that's sick.
man's got the cap. He's got the flipping. Mate, I need to buy some AT, bro. I need to buy some.
Big up, JT. Big up.
We can make that work out, man. Thanks for noticing, bro.
Yeah, nah, it looks sick, man. But nah, I do agree with you where you're coming from, AT. On Odegaard, to be fair, I feel like we know over last season, especially as well, watching him week in week out, he just, bro, looked a shadow of his former self when he first signed for us. If we're being real with it, and he's, for me, completely fallen off. But I don't know what you guys think. I noticed this with Odegaard and sometimes Eze as well. Do you not think at times, and maybe it's the way our Arteta wants to use this type of position, do you not think at times they drop too deep? Like, I'm seeing Odegaard.
Odegaard does, yeah.
Odegaard does all the time, doesn't he? He drops so deep.
Mm.
And what it does as well, it affects the way we want to play with Zubimendi.
Yeah.
Like, I think Zubimendi, so far this season, he's had like 80 plus touches on the football. On Saturday, he only had like 50. Only because Odegaard is dropping so deep in between the two centre-backs picking up the ball. Just let the ball come to you, because we've already got a double pivot who can definitely play passes. So I don't understand like why he is always dropping deep. And then he's just too slow on transition. And by the way, I don't want to make it seem like he was our worst player, because he definitely wasn't. I thought he was a little bit better in the second half, but still not good enough for me. Like, for me, right, I asked this question. Eze had a stinker, right? I'm not denying that on Saturday. But who would you rely on changing the game in that second half, Eze or Odegaard, considering Eze's record against Aston Villa as well?
Well, I would have said Eze in the sense that if we had Trossard start on the left while Eze was on the bench, right? If I had taken Odegaard, out, being Eze in the 10, would have had that different dynamic. But the thing is that Eze playing on the left with Calafiori bombing forward too was a serious gap on our own side. And obviously, against a team like Aston Villa that have a good player like Matty Cash, we were exposed. We remember when we played Nottingham Forest, we had Eze and Calafiori on the left-hand side as well, but they cooked because Nottingham Forest didn't really have that kind of attack from that right-hand side to really counter us. And they were very deep. I think Postecoglou that time had like a very deep, deep block and whatnot. So what I'll just say is that Eze is a game changer. Odegaard's injury paved the way for us to see him play very well as a 10. And I believe that there should be times when it should be either Odegaard or Eze, not both.
Fact, definitely. Fact. Where is Rory?
Maybe he's having a problem.
Where's Rory? Disappeared.
Don't worry.
AT, I hear you, yeah, but again, we're really looking at this game from the attacking aspect of the game. We're not really looking at it from a tactical approach from which Unai Emery used to actually bamboozle our midfield. I mean, they had two key strong men in the middle of the park. They had Kamara, big, strong. I mean, this is a very, very strong midfielder, hard tackler, hard battler. They also had Onana. I mean, you guys know him, 6'2+, hard tackler, big guy, strong. And they also had Tielemans, who's very skillful with his technical abilities right at the top of that midfield diamond with them. With that two pivot defensive midfield with them, they were able to actually truncate every Arsenal's movement in the middle. It wasn't that liquid as we wanted it to be. So in this kind of matchup, Mikel Arteta should be that guy that should understand that he needs a double pivot in that midfield. You need to protect that back four more. Just having Zubimendi protecting our back four isn't just enough. It wasn't enough. It was that midfield was being overloaded. Onana was making tackles. Kamara was cleaning up the plate. Tielemans was taking the ball away. Some stray balls were coming from the midfield and heading to Morgan Rogers' way, who caused really problems for us in the final two. So all these things, are big issues. Issues of tactical approach to games. And again, it boils back to the manager. Is the manager really nuanced in this changes tactically? Because, I mean, this is how many times has he played Unai Emery? And he hasn't figured out Unai Emery at all, people. At all. Unai Emery would relish playing Mikel Arteta every week. Why? Because tactically, he hasn't found him out. Tactically, he has no answers. And that's why Unai Emery is just whooping Mikel Arteta anyhow. He understands how to run the game, and he overloaded that midfield. Zubimendi how many touches? Someone said here, how many touches people did Zubimendi have in that game? How many?
59 actually. Yeah, but one thing we need to remember
poor in the middle of that poor.
So, Anthony, I get you, but let's remember this fact. You didn't have Gabriel and you didn't have Saliba. Your backline had Timber, who was out of his best position. If Timber was on the right-hand side, trust me, Rodgers wouldn't have had anything to do. When it comes to 1v1 defending, I don't think there's any defender in the world that is close to Timber. However, the injuries to Mosquera, Saliba, and Gabriel had to displace Timber from his position. And we have Ben White, who is someone that we know is terrible defending. He's quite good in offense, no doubt. Like you can see the assist against Brentford. But defensively, because of the fact that we had to now use White as a right back, Timber had no choice but to stay in the middle. And you saw how he struggled a bit. So that lack of depth in our defense, based on the injuries that happened, made Declan Rice even drop deep so much more. And he tried to protect the defense more rather than working hard how it's Zubimendi. And that kind of created an imbalance in our squad too. So,
again, I'll respond to that quite quickly. Yeah. Now, that is why, we have squad depth. We pride ourselves in having squad depth in this team. Why not use it? What was the psychology of bringing in Nodgaard to this team? Mind you, I told you that Aston Villa had about at least two strong henchmen in the middle of the park to truncate Arsenal's movement. I thought Mikel Arteta should have brought in Nodgaard. I mean, when you spend any amount of money bringing in players to this team, you should be able to bed them in. I mean, is he now a trophy player that we just put on the bench to just for what? He's a hard tackler. He was the former captain of Brentford. Bring him in this kind of games to make tackles, bro. In the middle of the park, we're being run ragged. They were getting spaces. They were moving, bro. It's mad when you have not God. Why can't he come in and at least protect that back for him and Zubimendi all at the same time? Who wouldn't have been in that mess with the way, you know?
Can you remember when we played Athletic Club? He brought in Nogard to play alongside Declan Rice and Zubimendi, and the game was locked. The game was locked at 2-0. Those guys had no choice anymore. That's why I was very shocked when Sunderland were attacking us. Instead of bringing Nogard for easy, he brought in Mosquera, and we now played a back five and exposed that midfield spot, and that's where the goal actually came from. So Nogard is someone that played 196 games for Brentford, was their captain, one of the best tacklers in the Premier League, one of the best progressive players. And for some reason, we're giving him that Jorginho treatment, just once in a while. And you can see that clearly, Declan Rice and Mendy are knackered. There are times you can actually take them out to bring in someone like Nogard, who is fresh, who is eager to impress, because they've not even had the chance to do that too.
Fact, bro. Fact. The fact is, why is the manager trusting the players that he bought?
Yeah.
Rory, answer the question. Why? Because when I say something, you look like you don't support what I say, but you have to give me an answer to this, bro. Why? Why do we have Nordgaard in this team, Waneri in this team, Max Doman in this team, and we're not using these players, bro? What have we done? What do they have to do to have a say in this team? Rory, for you, because we are on the net, yes, spiraling for control down here, and you are just sitting down enjoying the ovation. Let's put you on the line. Why do we have a manager who is not using these players that we bought with hard-earned money, bro?
Well, you're asking this question like I disagree, bro.
Oh my days!
I'm a lying, John. I've been saying for weeks that we need a bloody midfielder, because if one of Zubimendi and Rice drops, then we are fucked.
Yeah.
Because Norgard's going to be coming into the cold because he's barely played. So where has this come from? You're acting like I disagree with him.
You just seem cozy with. See, bro. It's very clear and it's there. We need help in the midfield. We need help there. Mikel Arteta's rotational policy isn't really reaching the fringes of the team, and this is hurting the team. Do you know how many minutes? Yeah, Declan Rice has played the season already, bro. In the next 10 games, I fear that Declan Rice is gonna pack up like a drenched machine, bro. I'm telling you, bro. Man will be knackered in the next 5-6 games.
That guy is a monster.
Played almost all our games.
It was very clear that he was injured. He couldn't get his
injured. Is knackered, bro.
Anymore. And he played 90 minutes against Aston Villa. Like, I hope he doesn't even fly in the plane to Belgium, man. Let him just stay at home with his family, man, to get to Wolves. Because that guy needs to rest. It's crazy. And after playing all these games for Arsenal, you still go and play for England, and you play basically all the games for England as well. That guy, Rice can never catch a break, and it's quite annoying, man, when you think about it.
But yeah, we've got Dom in the building.
Domination.
Big ups, Don.
Welcome, bro.
I'm about as red as the card I got at the end of the match, mate.
You got sent off. Oh my god.
I knew I jinxed it from the start. I literally said that, hopefully he's produced a masterclass and then you get sent off.
What did you get sent off for?
I got booked off. I'm not sure if it was for diving or descent. So I got booked in the first half because I got tripped in the penalty area, and I don't know if I got the card for diving or for going. Are you fucking serious? I don't get forward often, And then in the last minute, I made a superb challenge, but my lace got caught in his lace, and it looked horrific because we both went flying over each other. So I can fully understand why the ref thought I'd fouled him.
But that's Dom's version. I heard about that. I heard that Dom had a Lucas Paqueta in him. Yeah, red card. I think it was 2-1.
Hey,
And
we-
Does it fix matches?
we
Does
were
it fix matches?
we were favourites tonight.
And
but
does
I
it
don't
win
want to lose
bets?
and make sure we threw the game. Yeah, no, 4-1 loss. It was one of those ones we had 6 chances. They had 6 chances. They scored 4. We scored 1. It's is the way it goes.
Yeah.
But
That's
yeah,
now
no,
West Ham all over again. Yeah, 30 shots, no goals.
no. In fairness, the ref said he's not going to put through McCard at the end because he didn't realise I won the ball because their player, fair play, said no. Wait. So we got tangled. He's won the ball and our boots have got tangled. It looked horrific by all accounts. But there you go. Is what it is. Great challenge.
Yeah, Wolves have just scored Manchester United. It's 1-1 down there.
Oh, wow.
Oh man,
I didn't even know if I didn't know that it was 1-0 until I checked about 5 minutes ago. But yeah, Dom, Aston Villa at the weekend. We obviously first defeat in 18. What'd you make of it, bro?
I mean, if you take the Arsenal hat off for a second, I thought it was a good game to watch. To be fair, Villa in good form. I think if you had to pick a winner from the game, Aston Villa deservedly win the game. I thought probably a draw, sort of similar to Chelsea. It wasn't our best performance, but I don't necessarily think we were as bad as necessarily sort of the narrative's been afterwards. But it was obviously a disappointment because you win that game. It's a great chance to sort of lay down a mark at the start of the weekend. But yeah, I mean, defensively, you could sort of see us missing Saliba and Gabriel for sure. It's not to have a pop at Timber or Hincapié, but I think Hincapié in particular sort of missed their presence. And again, understandably, he's come in new to the league. But yeah, it's I thought that was where the big miss was, but we missed some big chances. And I think that is
chances. I just remember that part, Dom. Thanks for bringing it up. Saka had a very good header that he missed. Declan Rice went with the ball. I think it was towards the edge of the box or so, and he missed that too. And if you get those chances, the game will always change, and that's the problem.
Yeah, Arsenal had 9 shots. Arsenal had 9 shots in that game. Aston Villa had like about 8 in that game. Arsenal had about probably maybe 5 shots on target. Villa had only 4, but they won the game. So I mean, you can go to the stats and
I think the thing here, though, I think you've got to look at it sort of twofold, really. Look, I don't think it's a shameful defeat or anything like that at all. I really don't, and I think we still win the league from this position. You're going to get games like this in the Premier League, but I think the 2 things I would really take away from the game from an Arsenal perspective, where you'd look to improve in terms of going forward for the season. I think there was one thing we definitely got wrong. That we get right more times than we get wrong, but the 3 things I'd point to would be, so the first 2 would be, I think our finishing does have to improve. We create a lot of chances. The idea that teams like Manchester City score every single chance they get with Liverpool is also not right, but we create a lot of big chances and we miss them, and that has been something consistently there over the last few years. I don't know what the answer is, because I felt last season we struggled to create chances, but I always felt that was a bit of an anomaly. We've gone back to creating chances again, but we're missing them. So I think that's something we've got to look at there. I think Gyökeres's return from injury will really help. And then I think the second thing is I do think there has to be an element of the players sort of taking a little bit of responsibility. And I don't know if this is on the players or the manager, but when the tactics aren't quite right on the day, or things are going wrong on the day, I do think the players need to step up. There's a lot of leaders in this team. Declan Rice. I know some of them were missing at the weekend. Saliba, Gabriel, Bukayo Saka, Martin Odegaard, lots of experienced players, lots of leaders in the side. It's just to say, Roy Keane talks about this with Manchester United all the time. Let someone get hold of the game on the pitch and go, look, the way we're set up, it's not working. It's not going according to plan. Let's sit in, let's dig deep for 10 minutes, or whatever it's going to be, or we're going to do this for 10 minutes, And I don't know if Arteta doesn't allow them to do that, or whether the players don't do that, or whether it's a mixture of the both. I don't know. And I suspect no one's going to sort of say so until someone leaves the club or has a falling out, sort of Salah style. But I think that's what I kind of saw against Chelsea and Villa. And I don't know where it lies. Some will say it's on Arteta, some will say it's on the players. It's probably a little bit of both. But they're the 2 things I think you'd look to improve on going forwards. I think the third thing on the day, and this is match specific, is we didn't get the team selection right from the start. I thought partly because some players had a poor game. Eza had a poor one, for instance. Saka wasn't his best, but his standards are so high that he still does all right when he's not playing his best. I understood why we went Moreno. He's in good form, and I think the idea was to try and bring Villa's defence up even further than they already do, and then try and get Eza and Saka in behind, but it wasn't working. And I felt Gyökeres would have been the right pick there. We don't know how fit he is. But the thing I would say, though, about Arteta was he realised at half-time he'd got it wrong and made the change. And for that, he deserves the credit. But he definitely got the team selection wrong. But all managers will from time to time. But they were kind of my three sort of big takeaways, two sort of things to improve going forward. The other, obviously, just sort of a very match-specific one.
Yeah, I agree with a lot of what you said. The next thing I want to talk about before we eventually move on to Bruges tomorrow. No, it's not tomorrow. It's Wednesday, isn't it? My
Wednesday.
bad.
I'm glad you're calling it Bruges because it's been my pet hate in the last few days. People calling it Brugge.
Yeah, Brugge.
Yeah.
Oh,
Firstly, there's
days.
no R, and secondly, it's Bruges.
Stinker and hooks that. Jesus Christ. But I wanted to quickly touch on Bukayo Saka quickly because I think Drew put it in the chat earlier. If I can find it. There it is. Noni should start over Saka. Starboy needs to give his head a shake. Is that something you would like to see in the upcoming weeks? We'll start off with Tony for this one. Would you like to see Noni start, or should Saka just feel comfortable at this rate? Because again, like Madueke for me, when he came on, that chance he had, he should be hitting that across the goalkeeper. I don't know why it's not going near post. But what'd you make of it, bro?
Yeah, I'm all up for effective rotational policy in this team. I think that's what we need. We really do need now. I think we're running our players to the ground. That's what I think, number one. And that's why they're falling like flies. I mean, it's garbage in, garbage out. 1 + 1 is 2. 2 + 2 is 4. You know, it is what it is. Yeah, Saka should have a rest, come from the bench, you know, and bail us out if we have a problem. You know, Madueke is fit now. You know, he's come back from injury. I mean, I saw him running the other day. He looks quite good. It's just that little bit of end product that's just really giving me the doubts of if he could really get to his best in this football club. But again, it is what it is. You have to play, you know. So I think he should come on. I think he should play. I think he should have his game time to just give Saka a little bit of, you know, ease and just let's just get the rotational policy even in a way. You know, I think that's more better. You know, than Saka come in. You know, we have to switch things up. It's a Champions League. We don't need to, you know, use all those players, use them up. We've already raked up enough points in the Champions League. So this is not such a very, very, very important game. You know, we have a bigger fish to fry against Wolves in the weekend. So, I mean, it is what it is. Let's just have this effective rotational policy going on. Madueke start in the Champions League, Saka come in to help if there's any big job to do, and then we'll turn our attention down to Wolverhampton, where we could start with Saka. You need your best players, and you need your players that could change situations and turn them into magic in games that you need them to play in the Premier League. So it is what it is. Madueke starts, Saka cleans up after him.
Interesting. Anthony or AT?
Okay, so prior to Saka's injury against Crystal Palace in December 2024, he had played 213 consecutive games. Consecutive games. With 87 in the Premier League. Like, it was so bad that there was only one game he managed to miss out against Man City, and they tried to even give him injections so that he could just play it, right? So when he got that injury, he was out for 4 months, and it was needed. He needed that rest, but he needed the rest in a very sad way. Since he came back from injury, Saka has not been the same player. He has kind of lost a step. His take-ons are not as effective as before. Like back in the day, when Saka takes a defender on, he needs one more man to help him because he's going to get cooked. But in recent times, Saka hardly beats his marker, right? When Arsenal played Brentford a couple of days ago, Saka was benched. And Madueke came into the pitch, you know, did his team with Ben White, and, you know, we won the game. I'd like to see more of that. When he came on as a sub, what did he do? He scored.
Hmm.
Sometimes you
Yeah.
have to just take that player out of that spotlight to just get a breather, so that when he comes on, he can actually now be more effective. Obviously, I'll run mad if Saka starts against Brugge or Brugge, whatever you want to call it, because we need him against Wolves. So I believe that there's some kind of games that Arteta should be confident enough to play Madueke. And what is even the point of spending £52 million for a winger if you leave him on the bench permanently? He is as good as Saka, although his numbers are not that good, but compared to Sterling, compared to Reece Nelson, compared to the trenches we're living in before we got Madueke, he's a massive upgrade. So what my final opinion is that there should be some games that Saka should play. There should be some games he can be benched. Let's say in 10 games, he can be like 7 and be benched in 3. But those 3 he can be against teams that we can be comfortable enough to bench him. And that works for me.
People, the pronunciation in that people like calling it Brugge. The G is silent in the French lingua, so it's a silent G, people. So
G.
any Frenchman that's listening to Dom
But the
I'm
club is in
18
Belgium.
with shit in his pants, bro. I mean,
Oh my god.
I'm just saying, bro.
Yeah, Josh, what would you make of this situation? Would you start Noni over Saka? Or
Do you know what it is?
I don't know. It's difficult because like is dropped a harsh term, or do you want to use the rest term? I don't know. I don't know. But we're saying about this situation.
I think based on current form, drop maybe is a right turn that we've seen in Saka. Now it's no diss at Saka whatsoever, because we know the standard that he can get to. We've seen the standard that he can get to, and to be fair to him, when he first burst into the scene, this guy carried us for many seasons. So we know there's another level to go with Bukayo Saka, and this season he's not reached that. I feel like when I'm looking at Saka this season, I get the injury. He's came back from an injury, and and as AT rightly pointed out, he had that long injury towards the end of last season, and he suffered with that. And it's going to be a big setback, and you're not really going to be the same player that you once were. So it's going to take a bit of time for him to get, adapt back into that. But I look at him at times now, and I don't know if it's just me, but I'm looking and I get his attacker, and he's hungry for goals and creating chances. But I also think at times he becomes a bit selfish in the final third. I think at times it becomes a bit greedy. I feel at times his decision making has actually let him down in some of the recent games that I've seen of him personally. I look at someone like Noni Madueke, and I'm very surprised how he's came in and actually, for me myself, and I'm sure I wasn't the only one, but I was really doubting the signing of him because number one, it was quite a bit of a price tag. It's another Chelsea player. Number two as well, my fear was the fact that we wouldn't have signed more. It was just going to be him as our attacking option. But then they went on to sign Eze, and we got in some other additions. I was like, fair enough, I can accept that. But he's came in, and I've actually been really impressed so far what I've seen. I still think it's we're still December, so we've still got half a season. But against Brentford in that first half, I thought he's our best player. Our second half, like the whole team against Brentford, it kind of was a bit more flat, and he wasn't as sort of energetic that he was in that first half against Brentford. But you saw some really good signs, even like for me at Anfield as well. I think he's the only player really trying to make something happen, really. I know the way how we set up really let us down in that game, but he was the only one I looked at trying to make stuff happen. And then obviously the Bayern game as well, he comes off the bench, doesn't he? And he gets us back. Yeah, scores. So I've actually been really impressed what I've seen of Noni. And I think Arteta has got to be a bit ruthless. I think he's got to be brave. Saka ain't been performing. Let's be real with it. I don't care if he's, I'll be saying the same for Declan Rice. Like, we know their standards, and they're playing for Arsenal Football Club. When they perform poor, when they're in bad form, they're entitled to criticism at the end of the day. And just because your name's Bukayo Saka, for me, doesn't mean you can start every single game. If you're performing bad, and this is why we brought in, for me, that backup option, not just number one for Saka's minutes, because we know in certain games last season, I think he got overplayed. In the Carabao Cup games, I think were the prime example there. Not only for the minutes, but also for the competition, I think, as well. To have someone that we can compete with Saka, really. This is how good Saka has been. There's not many winners on Saka's level that we can sign and can compete with him. That's how good he is. As my guy, look at my chair. Look, bro, I'm down there.
Josh has gone smaller than me.
Are you sure that's not just your natural height?
This guy, man. To be fair, I'm about 5 foot. I think 5'5" in real life, but yeah,
Still 4 inches taller than me.
But yeah, nah, I've got what was I saying now, man? What was I saying?
No, you were talking about, there isn't anyone that can do what Saka
There's not many
can
winners
do,
out there
the team.
that we can sign that will come in and be on the same level with Saka, because that's how good he's been over the recent seasons, right? I think he's up there. When you look at the winners in the world, you put him at least top 4, top 5 across Europe, based on recent seasons and overall as a player. But I think this season he's fallen off a cliff, people. If we're being real with it, so I think have Noni there and give him that opportunity, in my opinion.
People Rory, why is no one talking about Gabriel Jesus, who is earning a wage, in this organization? Yeah, I mean, I've seen him in training videos. He's appeared twice in our match day squad and on youth substitute. He's back from injury. He could run through that left-hand side. You could use him in that number 9 area. He could go down to the left. He could help out. So, I mean, he could run the channels. He could boggle off defenders. He might not be the strongest in the park, but he could give you something running through the channels. He could give you something working through tight spaces with teams that decide to keep a low block. I saw a man in training carrying Mikel Arteta. They claim it's his knees that has problem, but you're carrying Mikel Arteta all over the pitch side in training. Man is okay. So if man can be able to carry Mikel Arteta on his back, running through the ground in London, why can't we have him back, bro?
Tony, I just need to say something real quick. I think we've just pulled out a Chris Eubank Senior tonight.
Sam!
How are you, bro? Long time no see.
Yeah, it has been a while, but I am back.
Sam, come on.
Back, guys. And I'm had enough.
I think we're in for it. You know what? I'm just going to shut up for the rest of the stream and I'm just going to let this unfold.
Sam is back.
Big up the back. Nice to see you again.
Seb, bro. How you been, Seb, man?
Yeah, been all right, yeah. Oh, well, watching the Arsenal was fun until lately.
Oh,
Yeah.
tell us about it, man.
What do you say about the Villa game at the weekend, by the way, sir?
Absolute shambles. Not good enough. Not good enough. I'm sorry. You can't be conceding first and then later on like that. It was diabolical. And if they're going to struggle to get the win, why at least hold out for the points? Not that I would have been entirely happy with it, but it'd be better than that, than losing that unbeaten run in that way. And yeah, okay, we probably have a makeshift defence, but still, what was the attack doing? Look, if we are going to win this league, the attack needs to liven up. Because Saka is in diabolical form. Let's be real. He is in poor form.
Yeah.
Gyökeres, he should have started. Look, all this hype on Mourinho, this best striker. No! He said from day one, he is not good enough. Okay, he come on and he's done an okay job filling in. But that was A, because we had no striker, and B, was him being up front really a masterstroke? Was it really a masterstroke from this manager? Did it lead us to Champions League glory? Has it led us to any trophy? Look, you play your best players. When Gyökeres is fit, you play him. We need him to get into form. No wonder he was lost when he came on. He should have started. Oh, he's got a broken finger. Well, was he good enough to be in the squad or not? I'm sorry, that was careless. Careless from this manager. And I mean it, I'm not having it this season. He is to win this title or he has to go. End of. Win this title. This squad is too good enough not to win anything.
Break, man. Make a break.
Pleb, Mourinho though.
Moreno. No, Mikel Moreno.
No. Your comment earlier about
Yeah, Jose Mourinho. Here we go.
Yes. Yeah, because to finish, you need top managers win you titles early.
And you got Jose Mourinho in. Is it 2006?
No. Top managers get you titles early with this squad as players.
In December?
Yes. When did he win Chelsea that title?
Well,
when did he win Chelsea? He won Chelsea 3 titles, and the title race was done back in October in all 3 of those titles. All 3 of those seasons.
Mathematically done, was it?
Yes, pretty much. Everyone said it was done. Yes, because he will have you so far out of sight that there was no coming back.
They were 60 points clear, were they?
He has dropped Sunderland, Chelsea, and this. There's just 3 away games in a row, and every one of those 3 away games we have conceded first, and in 2 of them we have conceded in stoppage time. You can't be doing that if you want to win titles.
And they were winnable games.
Can't be doing
And they were all winnable games, by the way. They were all winnable games.
By the way,
Sunderland, I'm sorry. Yes, hard place to go. But we did well to get ourselves back into it. And then we go and throw it away at the end because we're sitting too deep on the edge of the box when there's no need for it.
We're too deep in that game, man. Yeah.
It's Chelsea. Okay, maybe a point at Stamford Bridge isn't bad because it is. They were on form, and it is a bridge.
But they had a red card for like over an hour. We could have done better with that, man.
Yeah. I'm coming to that. But we were given a golden opportunity when Caicedo went down to 10 men. Sorry, Caicedo got sent off, and they went down to 10 men pretty much for 50 minutes. And he was off the pitch. Palmer was off the pitch. Esteval, who was in red-hot form, was taken off. So technically, that's their 3 best players off the pitch. But did we show any incentive to win that game and attack them? No. And how can you, and you don't concede first when you're down to 10 men, especially in the manner we did. So,
it was
I let that one fly, but this, yesterday, was not good enough. Not good enough.
So I mean,
Emery knows how to play us. Knows how to play us. How many times has he come back and beaten us now? How many times? 4. 4 with 2 different clubs. 4 times. When do managers when you kicked out, come back and do it? To you? It's not good enough. And you saw what he was like on that sub. He went for the win. He didn't settle for a draw. He went for the win. What did Arteta do when he went to Anfield? Played for a point. What did Arteta do when he went to the Bridge? I think he played for a point for that as well. This Emery doesn't play for points. He didn't play with the league leaders.
So you think that then we should get an attacking manager in, yeah?
Well, someone who knows how to win. I want someone who just says I win because I need this title now. I need it now.
I mean, apart from the mathematical issue of December, Jose Mourinho is one of the most offensive managers and is definitely a busted flush and hasn't really had success anywhere he's gone for a long, long time.
I think he does better with these set of players.
He can barely win a Champions League game.
Yeah, but he's with Benfica. They're not really. Come on.
And why do you think he is the Benfica manager?
I don't know. Ask him that.
Because other teams won't sign him. Maybe
to go back home.
Or
that's where he initially was before he started.
Alternatively, he's been declining down clubs in terms of quality for years because no one will hire him anymore. Because when he comes in, he leaves an absolute disaster behind. That's why he's gone from Spurs to Roma to Benfica. I messed out.
What about Allegri? He wins you things now.
So Mourinho at Tottenham, 52% win percentage.
Tottenham. They're not so expected.
Mourinho at Roma, 49% win.
He still won a trophy at Roma.
Conference League that even farmers can win. Mourinho at Fenerbahce, he couldn't win the league with Galatasaray there, and now he's in Benfica. He's certainly going to win the league as well. So I think his time has passed. If it was like maybe 10 years ago, I'd have been running mad to get Mourinho in my squad. But the guy is washed up, man. Just ain't a paycheck right now.
Well, I'm telling you now, Arteta better do this season because I'm sorry, I am not having yet another season missing out on this main prize.
But Seth, I agree with you.
Mourinho, see, Mourinho is totally washed up. We can't be talking about that option right now. And again, we have defensive injuries right now. How sure are you he's the best guy to come in right now and do a better job managing the kind of injuries we have down there defensively? He's a defensive manager, so I don't think he would do anything with the scraps we have down there right now. But again, throw that all away. Sebastian, you took a pop at Merino, and sincerely, if you ask Josh, Rory, I don't like Arsenal fans taking, a swipe at Merino because where are your attackers you bought? Where are your attackers you bought? Why can't they stay fit and play? Because why does the little guy have to be the guy that have to take the whipping, that have to take the beating? Man bailed you out against Chelsea. That would have been a loss. Man bailed you out against Newcastle. Man bailed you out against Brentford. He's having the time of his life in Spain, scoring goals for them. But the thing is, why do Arsenal fans keep whipping this Merino guy? What has he done?
Him up front,
you guys, why does he take the whipping? He's barely helping you out. He's not a striker. He is not a striker. And he has a more better GA than any of your striker this season, bro, apart from Gyökeres.
Well, Gyökeres was fit. He should have started.
So what are we talking about here, bro?
Well, Gyökeres was
again, it is what it is. And he keeps fit. And he keeps fit. He does a job for us. So I don't know. And he's bailing us out. He's scoring goals.
Oh, but
he's helping us. So when anyone comes out to take a pop at Merino, I'm like, okay, what other options do you have down there? Jesus is down there earning a wage. Man can't even stay fit. Man get in and out of injuries. Saka is not on form. Martinelli stinks up the place. Trossard is the only one with real quality giving us anything. And you can actually still compare the kind of goal ratio of Trossard and Merino together this season, bro. So why take a pop at the little guy trying to help us out?
No, it's the manager.
When our attackers can't even keep themselves fit and score goals.
It's the manager.
Well, why are you having to go at him then if it's a manager's fault?
Because he's not good enough.
What, Mikel Moreno?
No.
Exactly, Dom. That's what I'm talking about. Why are we going to go at him? Well, we know this is all caused by the manager.
We should not have signed him. We should have got Zubamendi in a year before.
Well, I mean, I would like to answer the question I asked 15, 16 months ago. How are you getting Zubamendi in when he doesn't want to leave Real Sociedad? Arsenal signed Mikel Moreno because the plan was probably 2 summers ago, we want Zubamendi, we want to start midfielder. He wasn't available, he wanted to stay in Spain, he stayed in Spain. The plan then this summer was to sign a squad player. Now that may or may not be Mikel Moreno.
How do you know he wants to stay in Spain?
Well, because he stayed in Spain and turned down the chance to come to us and we're at Liverpool. I mean,
why do you think he turned down Liverpool? Why do you think he turned down?
For the same reason he turned down
Arsenal?
No,
because he didn't turn down Arsenal. We never came in for him. He turned down Liverpool. He turned down Liverpool because the deal came in too late and he already had his heart done. If they'd done it earlier, he would have been there.
I mean, I hate to break it to you, but that's factually inaccurate.
And Sesko did the same thing last season. They wanted to stay in their club for at least 1 more year.
So now comes Liverpool.
Remember?
Oh, yeah, fine.
So, Mikel Moreno came because we wanted a squad player that year because we wanted Zubamendi this summer. And I think Arsenal did the Zubamendi deal when they did the Moreno deal. We know it was done way in advance. I think the 2 things were done at the same time. I can't prove that, but what I can prove is that Zubamendi wanted to stay in Spain. It's a matter of record. It's a matter of fact of the time. Now, you might not like Moreno, but he came in to be a squad player. If you judge him by the level of a squad player, he is doing a very good job. If you're judging him as a starter, which he's not and was never signed to be, then yeah, sure, he's falling below those standards. But he puts in a shift every week. He's scoring goals. He's getting assists, and he's doing a job for the team. Yeah, as a squad player.
Spot on.
Completely agree. DM up front.
And fun fact,
but he's not a DM. He's not a DM either, is he?
He's a DM.
He's not a DM. Find me another DM with the amount of goals he's got this season. Even if you take off the ones, even if you take off the ones when he's up front.
Bruno Guimaraes, isn't he banging in?
Well, not at the same level.
How many? Not Merino numbers. Not Merino numbers. No. You can bring in Guimaraes and what he does for the team, but he doesn't score Merino numbers though.
He doesn't. No, he doesn't.
He doesn't do what Merino do for Arsenal. And mind you, you're only looking at Merino from the goal aspect. How about his? I mean, bro, how about his assist? How about his, cutting, drifting into space? Opening up play most of the time. I mean, we have to check these things, bro.
Yeah, lad. But the thing is, we're now in a position now where we need to get things over the line. We need to do. This is the season to get things over the line. Are we going to win the league with Moreno? Are we going to win the league with Moreno up front? No.
I don't think Moreno's going to stay up front. No. And I do agree with you, by the way, that we do need to get things over the line. But right now,
that's what I'm getting things over the line. This season is not about challenging; it's about getting over that line.
But no one's disagreeing with you on that, are they?
And you ain't going to do it with Moreno up front.
To be fair, right, Dom, about you saying Moreno's not going to be up front, I think it's honestly going to be Kai Havertz.
I think Kai Havertz will come. I think Kai Havertz will come. I think Kai Havertz.
Oh no!
No. If those rumours are true, then that is a disgrace.
Oh no, Rory, no shame at all. No shame. Rory, no shame. Really? Oh my days! I swear to you guys, Rory has called him the German donkey. People, people. I'm serious, bro. Have you got no shame, bro? Really? Kai Havertz? Are we doing this? Really?
You're twisting my words, bro.
My days.
You're twisting my words, bro.
Those rumours are true. That's
my words, bro. Well, I think
don't worry, Rory. I'm just fucking with you, bro. Don't worry, bro. I'm just, bro. You don't need to get hysterical. I'm just kidding with you, my brother. Come on, bro. I'm just adding a little spice into your whole thing, bro. Come on, bro. Don't worry, mate. Don't worry, mate. It's okay.
I mean, Kai Havertz will get minutes up front. Yeah, there's no question.
Oh yeah, you'll get minutes, but you can't stop him in the main striker.
I think Gyökeres and Havertz will share the duties depending on opposition, right? Moreno won't continue up front once they're there, right? That's not going to happen. So Moreno's not going to stay as a starting number 9. Secondly, I agree with you, Seb. We do need to win this season. I think we will. But last time I checked, we're top of the league, top of the Champions League, and in the quarterfinals of the League Cup.
Okay, but we were 7 points clear, and now it's only 2. And you know what happened? And look who's behind us. That shark is behind us. And trust me now, if we do not fix up right now, they will overtake us, and then when they overtake us, they'll put together a run of 8, 9, 10 wins on the bounce, and then they'll completely slam that door shut. I'm not having that.
Well, I mean,
I'm not going to accept that. I'm not.
I agree with you, Sebastian. I agree with you. We all know the blue sharks. They're coming, and they're right behind us, bro. They're right behind us.
And I know
those blue sharks are waiting and ready to go.
Yes, and I get
and you can't doubt it. 8 to 9 games at a trot. Guardiola can do it easy.
Exactly.
Easy.
With him,
easy.
Haaland.
But don't start this now, Tony, where you were assuming that we're going to win the bloody treble at the start of the season. So, like, don't.
He wants to get back. Rory, really? You want to get back? You
were saying we're going to win the treble. I know it's all, no, the blue sharks. Bro, the next video, you're going to be saying, look how good we are. These players, this team, stick it all over my face. Like, that's what you're going to be doing in your next live stream.
Have a look on Snapchat, Seb.
I'm seeing it now.
If we beat Brugge on Wednesday.
I know I've seen those rumours. Trust me, I'm not one.
Yeah, guys, have you not seen what everyone's saying about Havertz?
I've seen those rumours, and if that happens, and if we don't win the league, I'll tell you.
He's our first. Havertz is set to be our first choice striker when he returns, which is expected before Christmas.
Why? He's been out all this long.
In fairness, Josh, it did come from a journalist in Germany. You know, I think what will happen, I said at the start of the season, is that Havertz and Gyökeres, depending on the opposition, will play. Right? If you want someone who plays back to goal, will try and bring the defence up. Then Havertz will play. If you've got someone running in behind, when you're playing a high line, say against Villa. And I said earlier in my match reaction, about Villa, Gyökeres, should have started that game because of how high Villa are. Although I did understand the pick of Moreno, for me, Gyökeres should have started for that one because Villa have the high line. That's the games Gyökeres start. So we'll see Havertz and Gyökeres, rotate the position, but depending on opposition for sure. But that report is coming from a journalist in Germany, and therefore sources close to him are going to obviously favour Kai Havertz. I don't think there is a starting striker. I think most of the positions, there are 6 positions in the squad where there is a starter, and then everyone else is, you know, is
The
a
only
little bit of
guaranteed
rotation.
starter is Declan Rice.
Dom, you've just spoken as a footballing man. I'm sorry, Mikel Arteta has different ideas. Yeah, there isn't going to be any Gyökeres, Havertz, leading the line. It's going to be Kai Havertz. I really do believe it that Kai Havertz will be running the show when he comes back by next week. This is the thing. We have a manager who doesn't trust Victor Gyökeres. This is the truth. Why would you leave? A striker who scored 100+ goals in a season plus, on the bench, who has come back from injury for like 2 weeks now, and he can't actually start a game against Aston Villa when you're fighting for the trophy, and you know that kind of game is the kind of game you need a traditional, natural striker trying to get goals for you, and instead you started with a defensive midfielder up front. Come on, bro.
I agree.
And again, there's been questions that Mikel Arteta has been asking about Gyökeres. He's been asking his team to actually analyze the movement of Gyökeres in and outside the box, what he does, how he runs through the channels, what he does in the final third. He's been doing this. We've been hearing this news throughout from the Arsenal camp. So he doesn't really trust Gyökeres. I mean, the other day, he was also talking about publicly, people. He was also talking about Victor Gyökeres and his bulkiness. He wants something a little bit more lanky, a little bit more flexible, something like that. I don't know. And all this points towards Kai Havertz. This is the truth. This is the truth. I really do see him. And again, we know Mikel Arteta has a history with his favorites in the team. Look at Odegaard. It doesn't matter what Eze did in that hat trick against Tottenham Hotspur. It doesn't matter. When Odegaard, his favorite, comes back into the team, he's going to stick with his favorite in the team. Arteta would die by his sword. He would die by his shield rather than actually going astray from what he really believes. You spoke as a footballing loving guy, but Mikel Arteta has other plans. He does what he does as a boss. He's ruling this team as a monarch. He owns this team. He's ruling this team completely how he wants it to go. I think Kai Havertz comes back. I think Kai Havertz is our first striker from that area, from that standpoint that Mikel Arteta is our coach. I think Havertz takes that place. Favors his favorite players.
I think there's an element of truth there. That of course he does favour. He does have favourites. I think every manager does, without exception. I can think of very few that don't. And I think Kai Havertz will get significant. I genuinely also think Gyökeres will. I think he recently started Moraine up front was 2 reasons. One, he was in form and he likes to reward loyalty, like most managers do. And secondly, I think the game plan, which he then changed in the second half, was to try and get Moreno to come and bring their centre-backs up and try and get players in behind. The problem I felt was if you did that, Eze isn't your starter on the left, it's Martinelli, so you've got the runners in behind. I would have started Gyökeres against Aston Villa, to be clear. I said that straight away because Villa play that high line and I think Gyökeres runs in behind. But I think Havertz will get minutes. And I think, there is some truth to what you said there, but I also think Gyökeres will also get some significant minutes this season. I think that will be one of the spots we will rotate round, but time will tell, and fitness will tell as well, of course.
Yeah, but Gyökeres hasn't helped he hasn't helped the situation either, really. I mean, he hasn't really gotten onto firing like the Gyökeres that we always do know would get goals. He's no longer the batsman that we used to look upon him as in Sporting Lisbon. He's come down here, he's getting
I never thought he was going to get Lisbon numbers.
Performances aren't really there. He's not scoring goals. It's not really. The effectivity is not really there.
And the only thing I would say, Tony, is what I would say, Tony, is I don't think he was ever going to get sporting numbers at Arsenal. They were just phenomenal, and the league's a lot weaker. I think, has he hit the numbers I hoped he would? No, I don't think he has. And I think but there was always a period of adaptation. I think it's really annoying that he got the injury when he did because he was starting
that league.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I still think we've got a good player in Victor Gyökeres, right? If you look at the strikers available in the summer, I think he was the best value for money striker that moved this summer, with the possible exception of Bekatiko.
Isaac,
who's done what at Liverpool? And if you sign Isaac, then you're not signing another player either. You're
How do you
getting
know
one
that?
player, not two.
I don't think you're
Yeah.
taking
The
the
price.
shot down, are you?
The
How
price
do you
doesn't,
know that?
because the price.
True.
Arsenal
True.
are right up to their limit on financial fair play. So if you spend 120 million on Isak, then you're not signing someone else because the numbers don't add up to signing.
Yeah, the numbers don't add up.
Gyökeres plus another equals Isak.
Yeah, but the thing there
That's
I'm
a long
saying
commute down
is
from
right
Newcastle.
now, Gyökeres hasn't helped his situation at the football club. I mean, it's okay. We don't even want Sport and Lisbon numbers. We're talking of just normal average numbers. And he hasn't even got into that at all, bro. That's the problem. So that's why when we are looking at this Kai Havertz situation right now, when Jesus is about coming back, when Merino is still down there, we're asking ourselves the question, has Gyökeres done enough to turn our heads and say, Mikel Arteta
He's left
isn't
the door
justified
open,
in
Tony.
bringing in Merino? The
He's
answer is
he's left the door open. You know, it's what six
he's
in
left the door. Dom, that's what
16.
that's what I wanted to get from you. Exactly, bro.
Yeah, he's 100% left the door open. You know, without question. But I also think, you know, we've seen it before with players coming in that they don't always hit the ground running. You know, there are plenty of examples of that, not just at Arsenal, but around the league, where the second half of the season they improve. You know, without question. I think Gyökeres will. I think we are adapting to him, and he is adapting to us. It was a big change, you know, for him as well. But you're right. The question is there. You know, Kai Havertz has a chance of starting in this team because Gyökeres hasn't made the shirt his own. You know, some players have made the shirt their own. Why did Ben White take so long to get back in? Jurgen Timber was in superb form. You know, and made the shirt his own and made himself undroppable. Gyökeres hasn't taken that chance. But I you know, and if Havertz comes back in and scores a goal a game, I don't think he will. I think you know, he'll be around 1 and 2 like he is now, I think, you know, and I think it will take him a while to get back up to that because he's got to get back fit. He's basically missed a year. Then he gets the shirt. But I think they will probably both rotate a little bit round because I don't think either of them will make that shirt their own.
Yeah. Do you guys not think we're playing to Gyökeres' strengths though?
No, I think there's part of that. I think that part of the adaptation is him adapting to us, but also us adapting to him. We started to see it more, which is why it was just really annoying when he got injured at that point because we started to see us adapt through, and now we'll have to get back used to it again. But I think that is a valid point as to why Gyökeres has struggled.
The Burnley game, the Burnley game we won 2-0.
Yeah, that was his best game.
That was his best game, wasn't it? And then the game after, he got injured, didn't he? Well, no, he got
injured in that
game.
And then
I thought his best game was against Leeds. That was his best game.
No, Burnley.
Burnley was his best game.
I think Burnley was. I think Atletico had a good game. I think
Leeds he had a good game.
He scored more against Leeds. You know,
he
was
did.
quite okay in that game.
He played 90 minutes against Leeds. He played 45 against Burnley. Tony, he played 90 minutes against Leeds, 45 against Burnley, and I don't think there was much difference in the centre halves. But I think, you know, that showed me that Arsenal was starting to really adapt to him, and he was starting to adapt to us, which is why the injury he picked up in that game was incredibly frustrating at that point.
It's just like Trossard. It's just like Trossard. Trossard hasn't left the door or the window open for Martinelli at all. He has every time we call on him, he always delivers, and it makes it even more harder for Martinelli to even have a start in this in the Premiership. I mean, he could score 4 goals in 4 UCL games, but still he hasn't gotten to start ahead of Trossard. That's the kind of situation I'm talking about. Beat your competition, beat whoever is down there, so that the manager doesn't have no doubt in putting you in first place. And that's what Trossard has done. Has Gyökeres done that? He hasn't done that. He still needs to adapt to this team rather than hoping that the team would really adapt to him. You need to change your style. You need to move a little bit more quicker. You need to, as an individual player, you need to adapt more than the team should rather adapt to you or play into your strengths. Show individual composure. And try to show that you want to actually get it, even if everything around you isn't really working for you. Sometimes you just have to seize some certain kind of things rather than waiting for it to appear for you. Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah, guys, we're going to move on. I think we've touched on this for long enough. Obviously, we've got Bruges on Wednesday, Champions League. Question marks whether we should rest players because, I mean, we're pretty much in the top 8. So I think this is the opportunity to sort of rest players for this one, giving players like the Gyökeres, Lewis Skelly, Emery minutes even. But yeah, we'll come to Josh first on this one because I know he's been just manifesting this whole thing, so he's not really had the chance to really speak too much. But yeah,
Sorry, Josh.
You're good, guys. Man. I didn't have any popcorn, so I just had Skittles. I was eating my Skittles listening the whole way through.
Oh, I had Walkers. Don't worry. So,
yeah.
Sorry, real quick.
Yeah.
Wolves have collapsed inevitably.
Yeah, I saw it 3-1 in it now. Man,
I really mean it. We better beat them this weekend. Any points dropped there, any points, they can all any points.
And people, we can laugh as much as we want here, but Manchester United is 8 points behind us. I mean, we could laugh at them, yeah, but they're 8 points behind us, bro. That's not far away.
No surprise when they
It's not far away. 25 points, not far away.
They ain't catching us. Don't worry about
that. Hold on, Tony. You've been talking shit about clubs like all this time, and now like you're scared of flipping Man United.
Yeah, don't talk about that.
No. I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying. 8 points isn't really that far off, bro. If we keep dropping points like this, bro. I mean, if we won this game, we would have been 5 points ahead of them. I remembered when we could have been literally like 9 points ahead of Man City. So if we keep dropping points the way we are, other teams that are behind us, 6 points, 7 points, will all encroach, towards that. Towards that ceiling. Yeah, it's okay. Take it with a pinch of salt, though.
That's the big one.
No, I'm just saying, watch out. I'm just saying, watch out.
These other teams are not finishing above us.
Out of all the teams you've named who are behind us, you name Man United for fuck's sake.
No, sorry.
No. That's because they were playing this night. No. Don't talk about how the demolition job Man United is doing against Wolves and how we need to get maximum points from there. But I'm just saying that with that win, it puts them 8 points behind us. That's all I've said.
What we do?
2 weeks ago, we should have been 8-9 points ahead of Man City. If we go on and draw this weekend, they can jump us, bro. That's what I'm saying. So 8 points isn't that much difference, though. That's what I'm saying, bro.
United's not going to win. They're going to lose next week, and then they're going to win next week.
I hear you. I hear you. It still doesn't win. See, the fact still remains. The fact still remains that 8 points behind us. And who told you that these referees are not even going to aid them in their comeback? Who told you that? So I mean, it is what it is. But right now, as an Arsenal fan, I just need something to I just need some positivity in my life right now, bro. That's all I need, bro. Arsenal just needs to.
So don't even spin that narrative.
Don't worry, Tony. Positive is coming. Rory, you should probably ask your question of Josh. I'm sorry, I was just doing a quick score update for the benefit of the chat.
Yeah. Back to the Bruges game anyway. Back onto the Bruges game. Josh, how are you feeling going into this game, and what changes would you make for that game specifically?
Yeah, obviously, still got 100% record in the UCL. Only conceded a goal, right, as well, and that was in the Bayern game. So Champions League is going really well. Yeah, home and away as well. We're getting results. We're getting decent performances and 15 points as well. So only team with 100% record. I think still the best defense in the Champions League. So hopefully we can keep that going. Obviously, Club Brugge, they I don't know if you guys have seen, but they sacked their manager literally today because I think they're third in the Belgium league, and they're also Champions League. I think Sporting battered them 3-4-0 the other day. So it's been going all wrong with them. I don't know if it's a good or bad thing because obviously part of it means they're a bit up in the air. Yeah, I actually watched that game. I actually did a watch along, funny enough, for that game, and they play so good against Barca. So I was quite surprised how he did get sacked, but maybe it's because of the recent form, I guess. But yeah, I don't know if it's a good or bad thing because you have the whole thing of a manager bounce, but I don't know if they have a manager actually in there in time when they play against us on Wednesday. But it's away from home. like in previous Arsenal sides, I think struggled away from home in Europe, but I think in the recent seasons, our away form in Europe's actually been pretty decent, to be fair. Like I was quite afraid last season when we played Sporting away from home, but we done them like 5-1. PSV as well last season. I was quite on edge about that game, but we done them 7-1. So the away form in Europe I think certainly improved in the recent seasons. And I mean, even you think about Bilbao this season, like we didn't play the greatest against Bilbao, but we still got there a 2-0 win in the end. I know it took Martinelli and Trossard to save off the bench, but we're still getting these results at the end of the day. So I think it'll be more of the same. Obviously, like I do expect rotation, mainly because of the fact that the position that we're in the Champions League, we've got 3 games left. We're still top of it, and I think we do have to rotate. And I think you have one eye on the Premier League game against Wolves as well on the Saturday. But yeah, I mean, just quickly on Bruges, like I watched them against Barca. They got some decent players in there. They gave Barca a really good game. They should have won the game. Goals, I think it's 3-3. But I maybe looking back at that game, it's the way how Barca played. How Barca played this really high line. Hansi Flick plays this really high line, and they kept their defense all over the place.
Him and Post Skoglu, they're midways, aren't they?
Yeah. But yeah, like I think we should be going there and getting a job done, even with the rotated players. For me, my team would be, I still think you go Raya in goal. I think back 4, Ben White right. Yeah, Ben. Again, the whole injury was Saliba, isn't it, as well? If he's gonna be back for the game, does he get the start? Do you give him 45 minutes, 50 minutes?
Give him at least 45 if
give him some minutes so he's ready for the Wolves game, maybe, because he just came back from injury. So maybe he'll go with him. I think the other one that he may go with is Kala at left back, because he's suspended, isn't he, for the Wolves game because he got another yellow card. Yeah. So I think he'll have to go Kala, and then maybe Miles Lewis-Skelly comes in left back against Wolves. But yeah, for me, White right back. So I'll play Saliba, and it's gonna have to be Nkapie again.
What about Nkapie?
Yeah, Nkapie, I would have to, because what else can we do in that centre back position?
Oh, you go Nkapie and Calafiori.
Yeah. Oh, Cala is centre back.
Was that what you said? You might as well play Calafiori because he
Cala left back. I'll go Cala left back, Nkapie, Saliba, and then Ben White is my back 4.
I got you.
Yeah. Because I just don't think Arteta will ever play Cala in his natural position as a centre back, because he's been using him left back. But yeah, and then the midfields. Midfield for me. Do you know who I'd actually start in the attacking? I'll start Ethan.
Yeah, yes. Give him a go.
I don't think it's. I mean,
he probably
does. I hope he does. But this Ethan needs minutes, mate. This guy's having to play behind closed door friendlies just to get minutes. The other week. Ethan needs minutes, so he's got to start for me. And then I guess it's gonna have to be Zubi and Rice again, unless he plays.
No, will come in. Why did we sign this guy? Because he's just not.
This
overlooked.
This is the thing. Like, I still think we need to go and get another midfielder now in January. Just give some more cover.
If you're not going to trust this guy, go and get.
And that's why I would
that player.
Why can't he come in the game like this?
He's about 17, 18.
Why didn't he play against Brentford? Why didn't he play against Brentford? His former club, he knows.
Yeah.
Why didn't he start that game and give him Rice a rest?
Yeah.
Why didn't he come on as well against Sunderland while we're 2-1 up? I think that was the game to bring him on to start the game.
He just doesn't really just players.
The issue is, right, Arteta over the years has trusted the likes of Rob Holding and El Neni in these sort of situations. And
exactly.
These weren't even brought in under bloody Arteta. They were brought in under Arsene Wenger.
Yeah.
But he brought in Norgard, and for some reason doesn't trust him. Like it doesn't really connect for me. But Josh, carry on.
Yeah. So
Lord, Man United have just gone 4-1.
Is it 4-1 now?
This is Fernandes just got a goal.
The finish, mate.
People, let's don't take this Club Brugge stuff. Let's not allow it affect our mentals. Yeah, I mean they're a very, very poor football club. As just said, they've just sacked their manager. This is a football club that in Europe, yeah, they had that good game against FC Barcelona, but they're 26th in the Champions League table. They've only scored about 8 goals, in that UCL table. Conceded 13. It's a poor team, only 4 points. People, let's call a spade a spade. This is a poor team. You do expect more experienced players in their team, like Ordonez and Machel, who are the 2 centre backs, to be very, very savvy enough to pull them back. But I mean, it's a poor thing down there for their back four. They're really, clutching on straws and trying to just find, a new lease of life. But it's very, very poor down there, even in their own league. They lost, I think they lost last weekend to Trudon, away from home, 3-2, if I'm correct. The top striker, Trossard, he's not really finding joys either. One of the players that is tasked with helping them and being their sort of creative spark in that team, I think his name is Vanaken, if I'm correct. Vanaken is not finding spaces either. The only player to actually have a good season down there is, I think, Trosolis. I think that's his name, Trosolis.
The Greek player, yeah, on the win.
Yeah, the great player, absolute amazing player. I mean, he's one of those that if he leaves that football club, I think he'll do quite well. But again, the poor in the league right now, they sack the manager, the poor in the UCL, consider 13 goals. Bro, this should be a walk in the park for Arsenal come Wednesday night. I have no problem. So that should inform how we should actually ring in the changes and bring in effective rotational policy. I keep saying, I started this when I started this show. Arteta is still coming to terms with an effective rotational policy for this team. Why do players in the fringes don't come in to help us out effectively? They don't feel part of this team. Emery, even Maslow Skelly, and that has actually affected his gameplay. Man can't even defend. Again, his levels have actually dropped completely from what it was last season, people. And that's due to the fact that he's not even getting consistent games in any way. I know Ricardo Calafiori is one of the most improved players at Arsenal, but at least find a way to actually give Maslow Skelly certain games that he could actually find fluidity and rhythm in his game. And right now, defending, I don't even trust Maslow Skelly. Shadow is bare bones from what he was last season, people. Yeah, I want to see Emery coming to play this game. I want to see Gabriel Jesus, who has been running around, in the training center.
Jesus can't play Wednesday. He's not in the squad.
No, he can't.
Yeah, because he played under 23.
Bro, this is crazy, bro. He has been in 2 match day squad lineups, bro.
No, he's not. He's not.
These are the kind of games.
Tony, he can't play. He's not registered for the Champions League.
Okay. Sorry about that.
That was a mistake.
But I mean, I'm just pained, that this guy's getting the wage and we can't even get him into matches today. It literally hurts. But I want to see Emery and Doman. Come on, how about that?
He's been injured since January. Like, you're not going to throw him straight back into the deep end, are you? Because again, he's been injured since January, and for me, right, I'm excited to see Gabriel Jesus back, right? And I disagree when you said earlier about Jesus should be playing ahead of Saka. When you have Madueke there, you bought him for like 50 odd million. Like you should play Madueke if Saka's not up to scratch or if he's injured, whatever, right? You can't start Gabriel Jesus in the Premier League when he's just come back from an injury. Also, Max Dalman wasn't on the bench at the weekend. He was also playing in that behind closed doors friendly, I believe, against Man United. So, just a little heads up on that. But Dom, or should I say, Mr. Fact Man, go ahead. You love this sort of thing. Predicting lineups. So
I'm crap at predicting lineups. I mean, the only thing Arsenal should be winning this game, and I think they will win this game. And I think there's an opportunity here to make some rotation. The only thing I would just bring to this when we're talking about Club Brugge is actually their home form has actually been fairly good this season. What's doing them is their away form. They can barely buy a win away from home. So I think it's really important that Arsenal learn a little bit of a lesson from Manchester City in the last round, where they made 10 changes and lost at home to Leverkusen. Now, of course, Leverkusen are a better side than Club Brugge, but City were also at home. So I don't think we should go mass changes here. And I think there are some decision points here that Mikel Arteta will have to make. Calafiori should play the 90 minutes for me. The question is, do you play him at left back or centre back? I think I'd probably bring him in for Timber and move him into the centre. It's 2 left-footed centre backs, not ideal, but I think Lewis Skelly for me plays at left back because he's going to have to play against Wolves. And well, I'm not entirely surprised it has been a drop off the last season. It's not uncommon for players of his age to have a sort of more difficult second season. And Calafiori has obviously won the shirt in pre-season, has done well there. You know, I think him getting minutes is really important. And I think 290 minutes will do him the world of good. I think you'd also look to bring Saliba on at half-time-ish or sort of 15, 20 minutes into the second half, just for some minutes, assuming he's fit. And look, we don't know how fit he is. I think that would be the ideal world there. But I think Lewis Skelly starting makes sense because he has to play against Wolves, and Saliba, Calafiori playing because he can't play against Wolves makes sense. And as I say, some minutes for Saliba there. I think I'm kind of going to do 2 at once here, but I think one of Zubimendi or Rice gets a rest against Club Brugge. I think probably Rice, Norgard coming in, and then the other one gets a rest against Wolves at the weekend, with Norgard playing 290 minutes as well. Mikel Moreno is another option that you can play in midfield if you want, because I think we're starting to get to the point here where Gyökeres is going to be fitter, I would have thought. I think Gyökeres starting this one makes perfect sense. He's been building up his match sharpness. This should be a really good chance for him to come in and get some match fitness. So what am I at? I'm at 2 changes so far. And then I think 3 changes because I'm doing 1 up front. And then I think you probably make 2 more changes at most. So it'd be one of Saka or Eza comes out. And I know I would like to see Ethan Nwaneri start this one instead of Martin Odegaard. I think Martin Odegaard is working his way back really quite nicely. Needs to start putting some assists now to their sort of link up plays. But this is a match for Ethan Nwaneri for me. Get him some good minutes, 60, 70, 75 minutes under his belt from the start. I'm not convinced Ethan Nwaneri starts, but because I think Mikel Arteta wants to make sure he wins this game, because if he wins this game, he's pretty much sealed. He hasn't mathematically, unless results go his way. He could do, depending on fixtures, but but it pretty much seals top 8. And that's really important because it gives you 2 games off in February. But they'd be the sort of change that I'd be looking at here. But there are lots of options for him to choose from. He's options back now. And so I'd like to see sort of 4 or 5 changes this one, and sort of another 2 or 3 then going into the weekend against Wolves. I think essentially you can rest all of your outfield players across the 2 games would be ideal world sort of stuff. But Arsenal should win this one, even with the rotation, no question.
Yeah.
But I think, last point, Rory, sorry. But I think idea is that we go and win the 7-8-0. And if we don't, it's not good enough. I think is a little bit disingenuous towards Club Brugge. But of course, anything short of a defeat in this one, and you would be concerned at that point, because this is a winnable away game without question.
Yeah.
By the way, Josh, did you finish your lineup, or did you just get about the front 3?
I don't think he did the attack.
What's the
did you do the attack?
It was the front 3 that you were missing, Josh.
Front 3. It's got to be Noni, Gyökeres, and
Martinelli.
I think it's front 4, Josh, actually, because I don't think you did the 10.
No, I said Ethan in the 10.
Oh, you did do. Sorry,
yeah,
you did. Yeah.
10. Ethan, Noni, Gyökeres, and said Martinelli. I'd give Martinelli a go for this game. He's been scoring goals. I think he's our top goal scorer in the Champions League.
Yeah,
with 5 goals.
Yeah.
So I would give Martinelli a go on the left wing, and then Trossard quite clearly. I mean, he came off he got subbed on against Villa, scored the goal, got subbed off again. Obviously, he's not healthy, is he?
There's another knock. It's because of another knock.
Another knock. So I wouldn't play him for this game.
Don't risk him in this one.
Don't risk him. So I'd go Noni, and then Martinelli and Gyökeres for me.
I'm just going to take my headphones off because I'm getting cold now. I've cooled down from football to put a jumper on. I'll be back in a sec.
Big ups,
Hey,
done.
see, you're off camera for a long time. Everything good?
Oh yeah. I need to respond to something real quick. I hope I didn't.
Yeah, yeah, we're on the Bruges game now, so
Oh, okay. So
we don't have to speak about the Villa game no more. Your thoughts going into the game and obviously the lineup and which changes you would make, bro?
Okay, so my thoughts is let's calm down. We are still really good. We're still on top of the Premier League. We're still on top of the Champions League. There's so much noise going on out there from the trolls, the haters, and whatnot. But
I'm just concerned. That's all because of previous seasons. That's all.
True.
but
I
we
do
have,
still think we can do. I do still think we can win, but I am concerned.
No. Seth, don't worry. Don't be concerned. We're going to whoop Wolves, right?
The City's behind us.
In my United side that is crap are currently winning them 4-1. And they signed Rob Edwards because they are basically getting ready for life in the championship, So that's for sure. But I want us to rest a lot of players. So Raya will remain in goal. I like Kepa, but it's not a time for him to keep. I think he will wait till the Crystal Palace game in the Carabao Cup before he gets another appearance. In defense, I'll play Lewis Kelly because he's going to play Wolves this weekend. And I think he needs to build his match fitness. He's one of those lads that, like anytime I look at Lewis Kelly and I look at Ben White, I feel sad for them because the players playing ahead of them are in superb form. And it's going to be difficult for them to get games. But then again, this is the kind of games you can give to them. When Lewis Kelly played against Atletico Madrid, he was unplayable. He was on fire. And when he played against Bayern Munich, we saw a different side of him, But he's young. He still has time. So I'm not bothered about that. So I play Lewis Kelly. Hinkapie should still start. Then maybe if Saliba is fit, if Saliba is fit, he can play alongside Hinkapie and just maybe play for 5 minutes before we take him out for someone like Timber in the second half. And I'll play Ben White. Ben White still needs games actually for him as well. So my defensive line would be Lewis Kelly, Hinkapie, Saliba, and Ben White. But Saliba will come off as a sub for Timber. In midfield, I don't want to see Rice. I don't want to see Zubimendi. I think we can do a job without those guys. So I want a midfield of Nogard, Waneri, and maybe Merino, just to add some steel. Because if we're going to take Rice and Zubimendi out, you need to have at least the right level of steel in the team. So Nogard, Waneri, and Merino. In attack, Gyökeres needs to start. He needs games now. Madueke should play on the right-hand side. Then maybe Martinelli on the left. Then you have a very stacked bench. So in case the lads that are currently playing don't do well enough, you can now bring all the cavalry, Eze and the rest, to come and do the Lord's work. So that's how I think we should need to rotate the side because the games are still going to come thick and fast. After this is Wolves, after Wolves is Everton, after Everton is Crystal Palace, and the games don't stop. I think December is going to be very crazy for us. So this should be a game that, I want to see Waneri, Lewis Kelly, Nogard. It's very important because these guys came to this squad to contribute, but you need to give them the chance to contribute. So if I don't see Nogard and Waneri tomorrow, I think I'm going to blow a gasket in my head because I'm like, what's not the bloody point of having them in the squad?
To be fair, Anthony, I'm not expecting to see them tomorrow, but hopefully on Wednesday. And
Wednesday.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
I just feel
Okay,
that,
but come on, it's a serious chat now.
I just feel that squad should.
Come on, it's a
Sebastian,
serious chat now.
Sebastian is not having it.
Come on.
Man is not having it.
No.
Oh my god. The Karen entered the chat. I'm joking. Seb, last but not least, what would you do going into this Bruges game on Wednesday?
Rare in goal, White right back, Saliba, Hinkapie, Lewis Kelly, Norgard, Moreno back in midfield, Eze, Jack, Madueke, Gyökeres, and Martinelli. Go with that. I don't want to see Rice in the team. He's got to be rested.
Interesting. Any Any final thoughts? Like going into the game, how you feeling, or is
To
it?
be honest with you, as long as we don't get beaten, then we should be fine. I'm just more focused on. I'm focused on these next 2 league games, and
Yeah,
because we're more or less through in the Champions League. But if we come out of that Champions League game with any key injuries, I'm going to be absolutely fuming.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
who we got after
It's
Wolves?
Rice, but I'm sorry, that'll be unforgivable.
Seb, who we got after Wolves?
Everton
Everton.
away
Everton.
after a whole week rest,
Oh,
and they both have to be wins.
yeah. I want to beat Palace as well in the League Cup, so I don't
Yeah, but
forget
that's
that.
after
Yeah.
Everton.
Yeah, I know after, but
Yeah,
I still want.
me too.
Yeah.
But
Just before.
Palace had a very tough run though, like games every 2 days or some crazy stuff like that. But that's not our problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel
Interval
for
every
Palace, by the way,
3 days.
they need to look at this actually as a league here, because it's Palace's season, but it could be other teams in future where they actually schedule the quarterfinal when there is a Conference League week scheduled. They do need to look at that, because it's not right and it's not fair on whoever that side is.
No,
I mean, for us, obviously, it's a bit of an advantage because they, while they get the same amount of rest between their league game.
That was only because they changed it back. It was our game was initially meant to be on a Sunday. And
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Was Palace's. So they said, well, you both have the same disadvantage. Then.
No, exactly. But they will have also played on the Thursday as well. So
exactly.
It depends on what they do. They may well, rest an entire 11 for one of those sides. In theory, there could still be an advantage, and although the gap, as I was saying, is the same between Saturday and Tuesday for both sides, they will have played a game on the Thursday, which we won't have. So there is a little bit of an advantage there for us as well.
Dom, at this point, we shouldn't be thinking of any fairness to the ups right now, man. I mean, we should take every advantage we can get right now. Arsenal's already sitting on a big disadvantage already. Look at our centre backs; all of them are out. We should be shameless right now. Any advantage we can get.
Tony,
I wish injuries. I wish tiredness on all of them right now. Anything that would stand between me and winning a trophy this season, bro. I'm.
No, don't misunderstand me. I'm not complaining. Tony, I'm not complaining at all. I'm just saying that the league need to look at that. They should not be in a position where any side has a game scheduled in theory that could conflict.
Dom, I get you.
No, don't get me wrong. I'm not complaining as an Arsenal fan. I'm just saying that needs to be looked at from the league point of view. From our point of view, brilliant, happy days. But I'm just saying the league should be looking at that.
It's not going to change, though.
No,
they won't do anything. They won't do anything.
Yeah.
And I don't even want them to do anything. Bro, I'm shameless now, bro. Anything that would not make me win the trophy this season, I'm not having it. Let them have all the whole, bro, because it isn't even fair to us, bro. We don't even have, a fit centre back. We can talk about Nkapé. Nkapé is not even fully fit. People, this is even the one I'm even more scared about. Because, when I checked everyone's first 11, everyone was putting Timber into that centre back pairing with Nkapé.
I didn't play Timber.
People, I fear that Jurriën Timber is playing injured, people.
I wouldn't be playing during Timber at all.
I fear he's playing injured, bro.
Even last season, he played injured. Even against PSG.
They were just shooting some muffin shots and just getting by, bro. I sincerely fear that guy is playing with an injury, bro. I don't know.
Tony,
right now, I'll be shameless and even put Nodgaard in defense in that game against Club Brugge.
Tony,
I'm sorry, bro.
I'm not playing Timber at all against Bruges, not at all. He's the man that comes out.
Okay, because I heard Timber in that pairing. I want to give him a rest, bro.
No, because Timber for me is the man. If I had to rest one player right now, Jurriën Timber is the man I would rest out of everybody.
And Declan Rice as well.
No, I'm saying if I had to name just one player, it would be Jurriën Timber.
I think it would be Declan Rice.
No, I just remember now. Can you guys remember when Jurgen Klopp had that Club World Cup he needed to go for, and he also had a League Cup game? He traveled with the entire main squad and used kids to play against Aston Villa and lost 5-0.
And used kids to play, although he lost quite frankly, though. And he came on that series.
He threw that in the bin. And he tried to lose against us, and he still beat us.
Exactly. If I'm Mikel Arteta, you have a young kid who is
still
there on the
big.
bench called Salmon. He's a seasoned defender. I mean, he's a good defender. Young, he's part of our youth squad. He's a young defender. Salmon, bro, I'll take a chance at it. I'll bring him and give our guys the rest. This
qualified
Champions League thing is done. We've qualified already. We don't need to give injuries to any of our players.
No,
Bro, it's an SOS. And again, I fear our medical staff. Don, before you came, Sebastian, before you came, I said that the doctors in our medical staffs got the degrees from Tamer. Because you can, bro, look at, bro, how can you say, bro, make this make sense. How can you say that the team with the biggest squad depth in the league, acknowledged by almost everybody this season, both mainstream media, even us, Josh, everyone who's doing streams on YouTube, we all acknowledged it. Even rival fans acknowledged it, that we are the biggest when it comes to having complete depth in the team. How can our defense be ravaged by injuries in December like this? There's something wrong with our medical staff, and it needs to be checked. Yeah, Arteta can take all the blame, no problem. But we also need to look at, these other staffs that are also part and parcel of the whole problem too. What are our medical staffs doing? What are they doing? Yeah, Tottenham have had it hard this season, yeah, people. But they still keep Romero playing. Pedro Porro is still playing, bro. Van der Ven is still playing, bro. So, I mean, we've not had it bad that Tottenham Hotspur this season, bro, in terms of injuries, bro. But they managed to keep some kind of the players. Definitely their medical staffs got the degrees from Harvard then. Because, bro, see, bro, we're 1 to 2 players. Well, let me don't say, bro. So good.
Yeah.
I wasn't aware that Tottenham defenders were playing at all this season.
Yeah. But just to finish off, right? Because again, like I do have to go. I think Josh, are you going to be on Liam's show after as well, or?
Yeah. The chaos one, yeah.
So, like, just to finish off, right? We're going to just quickly touch on the fact we drew Portsmouth in the FA Cup. Just give us your quick thoughts. Doesn't have to be 10, 15 minutes. Just, give us your quick thoughts about Portsmouth and, how you feel about drawing them in the FA Cup. We'll start off with Seb first.
Yeah, that's a good draw. Good draw, yeah. Yeah, I remember a nice old-fashioned ground where we used to go a lot, and yeah, I wanted a tie like that, nice, easy tie. And they're not doing well in the Championship. I think they're 22nd in the Championship, so there's no excuses with that one. So even that second team should be able to do that. But yeah, I'm happy with that draw. I just didn't want like the last 2 years a big team this early on.
Yeah,
with the schedule we got.
Yeah, you'd have liked a home tie, but this is a very winnable tie. You'd expect to go to Portsmouth and be in the 4th round draw.
No throwing it away this time.
Yeah.
So I'm not having that. The cup
silly me. I forgot we went out.
Bought him time at this club.
Guys.
Time at this club.
Guys, we've got to wrap up soon. Josh, just give us your quick thoughts.
Yeah, I think it's a decent draw. I agreed with Dom. Of course, home tie would have been a bit more suited, but 22nd in Championship, we should be going through. Hopefully, we don't wear the white kit. Otherwise, we might actually get knocked out. I swear that kit's
Amen to that. Yeah, I was about to say that. I don't want to see that white kit.
Just really quickly.
Wear that kit.
Just not an all-white kit. If it's a white third kit, then it's fine.
No, just really quickly, I assume we will wear all white because we do it for that campaign and the No Knives campaign. So I assume we will wear it again.
We don't have a choice, actually. It's a campaign.
To be honest,
no.
Yeah, I think we'll be fine. We'll be fine against Portsmouth.
I'm not having that.
We'll be fine against Portsmouth, but I agree with Seb. Take the competition seriously this time. Go and win it. We ain't won it in 5 years. We're still the most team to win it out of any other English club. I want to continue that way.
I want to win that.
I think Man United are one behind us. If they win another FA Cup, I think they match our record. So
that's right.
I love this FA Cup, man. So it's a historic, amazing competition.
And a recent record since winning.
Hold on, Seb. Let him finish. Let him finish.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good, man. You're good.
And a recent record since winning it's been absolutely disgusting.
It has. Yeah, I've been so gutted. Like we getting knocked out. I don't think ever since Arteta has won it, he's made it past the 4th round.
No, he hasn't. Not made my both the 4th round because he's thrown it away.
So take it seriously and go and win it.
A2?
Yeah, I think we really need to have a different approach in the FA Cup. Since winning it in 2020, it has been shambolic. Yes, we've played big teams like us, but come on. The game against Liverpool, I don't know what happened. I think Havertz. Yeah. That was the game that Rory wanted to destroy Havertz with.
Man called him a German.
We've had some terrible results. Like the Manchester United game was just pathetic, losing a penalty. They had a red card, So I just feel that now that we're playing Portsmouth, that's a good start. Obviously, as the competition progresses, we might get better draws. But I would like to see the likes of Salmon, Emery, Dauman to just get some good minutes. It's been a nice mix of experience and youth. But I think we have enough in the time to take away Portsmouth. That's a very good draw for me. Even though I hate the white kit, but I think I'll manage it against Portsmouth.
Tony?
Simple. Portsmouth, 22nd in the championship, scored only 15 goals, considered 25 with 17 points. This is a must win, as in people. Let's don't even ask any questions. I'm shocked to ask any. Bro, there is no excuse. No excuses, bro. We just have to go into this one and crush them, bro. Crush. That's the only thing. And Mikel Arteta, enough of disrespecting the FA Cup. I grew up with royalty, and the FA Cup is English royalty. This cup gave you that new lease of life, gave you that life you needed, in this football club. So whatever you do not disrespect the sanctity of the FA Cup. Field players in that are decent enough to get us that win. Let's win and face the next opponents down there. There shouldn't be any team that should give us any bit of any problem. 25 goals conceded, bro. It's a woeful team, poor team. We have to, impose ourselves on this team. And I'll be very careful with this one because some of all these teams are now developing the kind of giant killer kind of disease against Arsenal in the FA Cup these days, or in all these cup games. So we have to be very, very careful about this one. Let's mix it up just a little bit with experienced and inexperienced players. Not inexperienced players, but with our team of players on the fringes of the team shit, and let's go for that one. Big, massive
win this, Tony, but every season is an upset. You look at Liverpool last year against Plymouth, so you can't make it. You can't make 11 changes. I agree with you. You've got to mix it between the two, make sure you get through that tie. But you should be winning that tie even with 5, 6, 7 changes.
Yeah.
I agree. But I'm gonna wrap it up because again, I've got another show to go on. But I can't thank you guys enough for your time tonight. It's been a lit show. You've probably got me at least three clips to upload tomorrow. So we've got to do this again. Maybe not Monday, but at least every week. We'll go around the panel and they can tell us where you can find them. We'll start off with, of course, Tony, the debutant. Finally happened.
Finally happened.
Cut yourself out and do what you need to do, bro.
Big up to everyone down here. Yeah, big up to everyone. And please, after this show, please, my name is Tony Club on the TV. AT, Dom, Sebastian. I know Sebastian a long time. When I just started YouTube, I came down to Josh's channel, and he was down there, so I know Sebastian, and I like his energy. Ultra. So Dom and AT, to be nice to work with you guys. I like you guys. You guys are sound. I feel I can work with you guys. Please send me a message on Instagram, and let's get to be friends, and let's get get some few shows out of the way. Josh, I'll be back with Josh, my brother.
Wednesday, man.
One of my best friends. I trust this dude. See, you trust no human, but I trust this dude. Yeah, people, this is my guy. Yeah, because he has actually helped my channel. He's been with me all through. We have a legendary show going on. People, me and Josh and my guy too, Rory will be on that Champions League night. People with Club Brugge. People, join us for that one on Wednesday. I run a channel for Tony Club Gooner TV. People, join me, subscribe, like, do everything, and let's just do the thing and let's support the team because this is the only team we've got. We need Arsenal to win. Under no circumstances should we drop the ball mostly to those Blue Sharks. We don't need it. This season, let's get back on track, get Brugge out the way, and get back to winning ways against Wolverhampton. Big up to everyone. And again, Rory, big ups. Thanks for the opportunity to, come down to your channel. All true. Big up to you. Much respect and respect to everyone.
Yeah, love, bro. AT as well. I think this is your debut on the channel, isn't it? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. I usually feature mostly.
Just let us know, obviously, like where you can find you in that, and
Oh yeah. So all about Arsenal. Started this my YouTube channel sometime in July. We're on 3K subs now. We're heading to Josh Zone someday, 20K subs. That's the aim. Because Josh is like the mentor right now in our game.
Thanks, man.
The big guy, the boss.
Yeah, no, he's doing well. I really love the energy he puts, man. Taking care of Arsenal football, Arsenal women. That's like some good stuff. Watch alongs. So you're quite an inspiration to me. So like Josh, I'll be having a watch along on Wednesday night. All about Arsenal. Then towards the weekend, we'll talk about the match previews, match reviews. Tony Claude, obviously, I just subscribed to your channel right now. I'll hit you up. You should have something to do together in the future. Seb,
definitely.
Love your energy, man. Nice meeting you. Of course, Dom is my guy as always.
I like Dom.
Big up to you as well, AT, because I swear the first time you went on Josh's channel, you were on was it 200, 400 subs, 500?
Yeah, like 500.
And now you're on is it 2 or 3K?
Yeah.
So you're growing fast, my bro. So make sure you keep the grind up. Obviously, Josh, they know where we can find you in it. But just shout yourself out anyway.
Nah, thanks. Great show, Rory, man. Great panel as always, man. Obviously, I'm on the road to 25K now, so you can.
Amazing, mate. Well done.
Thank you, guys. No, I really appreciate all the support, honestly. But daily Arsenal content, and I'll be back with Tony on Wednesday for the Champions League game. Rory as well, I think will be there hopefully, so that should be good. And
presumably, Josh, you can be found at Ellen Road being robbed of not winning that trophy.
Dom knows, mate. Dom knows. Rigged. Oh man. Yeah, but big up. Great to have Seb back as well, man. I know it's been a while, so Seb, welcome back, mate. And
Seb, welcome back, bro.
Thank you.
Great to have you. Hopefully, we can have you on many more as well, bro.
Yeah, title now. I'm not stopping until we lift that title. I'm not stopping.
Mourinho in.
No. Well, anyone that can just get us that title right now. I need it now.
I'm shocked no one mentioned win the dog tonight.
Need it now. No, you see, no, enough of that. Win titles now. Enough of that rubbish.
Mm.
I'm not having another season of losing out by a couple of points to see. I'm not having that.
Oh my days, we could go all night.
If you do that, I'm off to see a doctor. I'm off to a therapist. I mean it. The day if that happens this season, that's it for me.
And Tom, what's coming up on your channel?
You can find me on Countdown doing maths. Arsenal domination. Actually, funny enough, we discussed it tonight, which is sort of how much you rate ahead of Club Brugge. That's tomorrow's video, 8:01. hopefully it'll be consistent with what I said tonight, because I can't remember what I said when I recorded it earlier. But you can find me at Arsenal Domination. Normally I've got a short out every day with my thoughts on something in under 3 minutes most days, so you can catch me there. But thanks for having me on. I think it's my debut on the channel, because last time I was on, you could hear me, but no one could hear you.
Because I didn't have the right speaker on the thingy, so like I couldn't hear anything. I had the same issue backstage as well with Anthony.
Yeah, it was crazy, man.
Yeah, and finally, Seb. I mean, welcome back. I wasn't expecting an appearance tonight, I'm not going to lie. Obviously, every time he's on with Dom, it's like John Cena versus Roman Reigns. But
the thing is, I want to win now. With him, his phase is time.
But yeah, is there any?
But it doesn't
have
take.
You got any articles coming up this week, or?
Yeah, you got one. Yeah, hopefully one on Wednesday. Yeah, when I'm talking all about this.
Seb, do you have a channel that we could follow?
No, I don't have a
Seb,
channel.
what's your channel?
No, I don't have a channel. I do Instagram and articles.
Oh, okay, cool.
And Instagram.
Dom, what's your channel, please?
Mine?
Yeah.
Arsenal Domination.
Arsenal Domination.
Yeah. And I've just I don't have Instagram for the account, but I just befriended you on Instagram from my other account, my personal account.
Okay. Hey, I've already subscribed to your channel too, so yeah.
Cheers, man. I've just literally done the same to you.
yeah, sure. And Anthony, I've subscribed to your channel too, so it's all good. Yeah. Please talk to me on Instagram, Anthony and Dom. Please, let's get something doing, bro. I mean, I think it will be easy to work with you guys, bro. So of course, let's get it going.
And Dom, last night in La Liga, Real Madrid lost 2-0. All their fans want Xabi Alonso out. All their fans want him out. He's only taken the job in June. What phase is he in? See, it's win or out.
Seb, I don't want to.
They all want him gone. They booed him at one. Booed him. See, that's the.
Seb, I don't want to.
I believe Rory has to go, but remind me.
I'm telling you, that's the standard. That's the standard.
Yeah, I'm like 20 minutes late to the show.
They all want him gone.
Yeah, so I've got to wrap it up. But we are going to send you over to Liam right now. Make sure you are subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. Subscribing to, of course, all the panelists and following Seb on Instagram. And we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.